It's the morning news here on Newday on TV3. My name is Beatrice Edu. Thank you very much for joining us now this morning. Coming up in the next few minutes. Ghana Cedi closes the year 2025 on its strongest footing in 10 years, defying traditional end-of-year depreciation and boosting business confidence. Also, Ghana Police Service arrests man caught on video firing a high-caliber firearm at the Afro2 Festival at the Elwak Stadium. And Food and Beverages Association of Ghana warns of disruption on food supply over delays in offloading bagged goods at the Tema port. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, the Ghana Cedi is closing the year 2025 on its strongest footing in 10 years, defying the traditional end-of-year depreciation that has long characterized the local exchange market. The rare stability is offering relief to businesses and consumers while raising a cautious optimism about Ghana's macroeconomic direction.
The Ghana Cedi is ending 2025 significantly stronger against major international currencies, marking its best year-end performance in over a decade. Contrary to the usual fourth-quarter forex squeeze, driven by festive import demand, the local currency has appreciated steadily in recent weeks. As of the final week of December, the dollar is trading at 10 cedis 60 pesos, the British pound at 15 cedis, and the euro at 13 cedis 8 pesos, well below their December 2024 levels. Analysts attribute the stability to a current account surplus, improved capital inflows, and strong foreign exchange supply from Ghanaians abroad returning for year-end festivities. Reduced late-season import demand has also eased pressure on the forex market. For businesses, the stable exchange rate is improving planning and pricing certainty and is expected to lower operating costs into early 2026. While experts urge caution, many see the Cedi's performance as a positive signal of growing economic stability.
Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority has confirmed that the implementation of the newly approved value-added tax reforms will begin on the 1st of January 2026. Following the passage and presidential assent of the VAT Bill 2025. The reforms are expected to simplify the tax system, reduce the overall VAT burden on consumers, abolish the COVID-19 levy, and improve compliance through digitalization as Ghana intensifies effort to boost domestic revenue mobilization and support economic growth.
Our expectation is that we are going to have more people complying. That apart, the VAT threshold or the qualification to register for VAT has also been raised from 200,000 Ghana cedis per annum to 750,000 Ghana cedis. What that means is that small businesses that were hitherto required to register and charge VAT are now completely exempt. So, in a way, a lot more people will not be charging the VAT in that regard. However, those who exceed the target or the threshold of 750 Ghana cedis will now have to charge. So in a way, we are also giving back something to the consumer, in that if you are buying from a small trader, you do not pay the VAT at all.
Some more here, and the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana has expressed concern over serious delays in the offloading and clearance of bulk and bagged goods at the Tema port, warning that the situation could disrupt food supply and push prices upward. The association attributes the delays to a shortage of unskilled labor following an ongoing strike by workers responsible for offloading cargo from vessels over disagreement on compensation with port management. Although temporary labor has been engaged to keep operations running, FABAG says offloading capacity has fallen drastically to about 200 metric tons per day compared to the normal minimum of 2,000 metric tons daily. As a result, importers are facing prolonged clearance delays and rising demurrage charges, increasing operational costs. FABAC warns that these costs may ultimately be passed on to consumers, with essential commodities such as rice and sugar likely to be most affected. The association further cautioned that if the situation is not properly resolved and promptly, some importers may divert shipments to Lome port in Togo, raising the risk of smuggling and potential losses in government revenue. The association is calling on the Tema Port Management, the Ministry of Transport, Labour, representatives and other relevant authorities to urgently engage in dialogue to resolve the dispute and restore efficiency at the port. Now, Ghana's judiciary saw unprecedented activities in the history of the country in 2025. The country was once again thrust into a national spotlight as judges presided over cases that tested the rule of law, challenged state institutions, and stirred public debate, from high-profile criminal trials to politically sensitive prosecutions and illegal mining cases. The judiciary remained at the center of accountability in 2025. Lord Aduasari highlights some of the biggest cases that shaped the year.
President Mahama's administration promised to fight corruption by ensuring that, for starters, former government appointees who misuse public funds are prosecuted and the loot recovered, but not before discontinuing certain cases against NDC members.
Government spokesperson and Minister of State for Government Communications, Felix Kwatro-Fosu, explained that the discontinued cases were politically motivated and lacked merit. Among them are the withdrawal of charges against the former Deputy Governor, now Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, former Kokoboa Chief Executive, Dr. Stephen Opuni, businessman Saidu Agongo, former Finance Minister, Dr. Kwabena Dufour, and 7 others, and former Minister for Works and Housing, Alhaji Collins Dauda, former Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT Director General, Dr. Ernest Thompson, former NDC National Chairman, Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, among others. In the ambulance procurement case, the state withdrew its appeal against the acquittal and discharge of Dr. Kesio Atoforsen and businessman Richard Jakpa.
A chunk of the biggest court cases in 2025 were heard here at the Accra High Court. The cases involved the NSS ghost name scandal, the SML scandal, which had to do with the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and other accused persons, the Accra SkyTrain trial, just to name a few.
In April, a former director of the National Signals Bureau, Kwabena Idubuahin, his spouse, Angela Ej Boateng, and 2 others were hauled before the Accra High Court over charges of causing financial loss to the state, money laundering, among others, over alleged misappropriation of 49.1 million Ghana cedis cybersecurity defense software. In the SkyTrain case, a former board chairman of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Professor Christopher Mayo Kumfi, together with the ex-chief executive, are on trial for allegedly causing financial loss to the state in the failed $2 million Accra SkyTrain project. The former National Food Buffer Stock Company chief executive, Hanan Abdul Wahab, his wife Faiza Saidu Wuni, and 3 others have been charged for alleged theft and money laundering of more than 78 million cedis of public funds. They have pleaded not guilty to all charges. Former Executive Director of the National Service Authority, Osayasi Bienchi, and his deputy, Gifty Owari, are also before the High Court in separate cases of stealing, causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering amounting to 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Boesiakwe Enchi, also known as Wontumi, is before the courts in 2 separate illegal mining-related cases. A 3rd case is looming as the Attorney General has announced charges will be proffered soon. Former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and 7 others, including former GRA commissioners, are facing multiple corruption charges of using public office for profit and causing financial loss to the state for their roles in an SML deal. The state is currently trying to extradite him and his chief of staff, who are currently in the United States. Former chief executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Abdulhamid, and 9 others were also charged with 54 counts of offences, including extortion, using public office for profits, and money laundering. All accused persons are on bail after they pleaded not guilty.
The lower courts were not left out of the foray. For instance, here at the circuit courts, a number of cases of public interest were also heard. Notable among them was that of former fetish priestess turned Evangelist Nana Grada, and then MPP Bono Regional Chairman Kwame Bafo, also known as Abronye DC.
Call it the evil that men do lives after them, but Evangelist Patricia Siedu, known in previous circles as Nana Grada, a former fetish priestess, was sentenced to 15 years in jail after she was convicted for charlatanic advertisement and defrauding by false pretense. Despite beginning her sentence, Agrada has a separate case at the High Court where she has been charged after allegedly leaking nude images. NPP Bono Regional Chair Abronye found himself at the wrong end of the law after he was charged with false publication and insulting conduct.
A few meters away from me, however, is the Apex Court. Now, here at the Supreme Court, landmark cases, including that of former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu fighting her suspension, as well as election petition cases, were heard here. Notable among them had to do with the Pandai elections.
Arguably the biggest case of 2025, multiple suits filed by MP for Tafo and former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu against petitions seeking her removal resulted in busy schedules at the Apex Court. She was eventually removed on September 1. On election petitions, the Apex Court ordered the suspension of a scheduled parliamentary election rerun in Pandai constituency pending the determination of an application challenging the Tamale High Court's decision that ordered the rerun.
The wheels of justice grind slowly, but for families that require justice to get closure, this may seem like an eternity. As the curtains draws on 2025, there will be many expectations from Ghana's legal system. In 2026, many cases will start, others would resume, and we'll be here to give you the updates. Lodi Dwasari, TV3 News, Accra.
Now, residents of 7 rural communities in Keta municipality of the Volta region are celebrating with joy as electricity lights up their homes for the very first time in history. This is expected to improve living conditions and stimulate socio-economic development in these hard-to-reach areas. But while power has arrived, residents still face major challenges with access roads. Christian Yali visited the communities and reports on both the excitement and concerns.
For decades, these residents have lived in complete darkness once the sun goes down. People of Laoshime, Mamime, and adjoining towns only heard of electricity but never experienced it. Here, some children have grown up without ever seeing a vehicle due to the remoteness of their location. Until now, life here was defined by limited opportunities, restricted access to information, and slow development. The narrative has changed today, with electricity now a reality after the initiative of the Keta MP, Kwame Jujoli Gakwe. As darkness falls, electric lights now illuminate homes that once relied on lanterns and firewood.
When you see the plight of the people in terms of, the economic activity, they have no electricity. I wrote to the Ministry of Energy. They said they don't have resources to actually do it. I said we should go into cost sharing. So they supplied some materials, I bought some and transported everything. It was rainy season. So like the electricity people, we had to paddle them. And the community was also determined. Today, for 3 good years, here we are.
His goal is to provide reliable power to communities in Keta and boost the local economy.
They are farming community. They can go into irrigation farming for throughout the year because they have good water bodies around. They can also have fridge now, and their fish will not rotten again. They can actually preserve them.
Keta Municipal Chief Executive Wisdom Siade noted that the presence of electricity will address the high attrition rate of teachers, health workers and other professionals who declined postings to the area due to poor living conditions.
We have a cheap compound here, but it's not being used because there's no light to power the place in the first place, and there's no light for the nurses to use. That is why you post nurses here, they don't come, and the people are suffering. So we are very grateful to the President John Dramani Mahama's government that he has helped the MP to bring this project to this area.
There is excitement and relief among residents at the long-awaited development.
Because very recently, our school has been selected under the B-STEM project, which we need the power to power the machines that we'll be using in the school.
Despite the joy, challenges remain. Accessing these communities is still a major ordeal. I took a ride in the night on narrow and difficult terrains and experienced how difficult it is to move from one community to the other.
One must be very careful while using this bridge. That is how serious it is. And so they say that they are working around the clock to ensure that these bridges are constructed first, and then they would see to looking at, constructing the roads to ensure that commuting and access to these communities are easier and better.
It's not easy for a vehicle to come here. Preparation is on course. We are lobbying the central government, and then God being on our side, the opening will come. So we are on it.
Government is pushing to achieve near universal access to electricity by 2030 by raising the national coverage from the current 89% to about 99.9%, one that is expected to accelerate socio-economic development, especially in underserved and rural communities. Christian Yali, TV3 News, Keta, Volta region.
Now, the Ghana Police Service has arrested a man caught on video firing a high-caliber firearm at the Afrofuture Festival held at Airworks Stadium in Accra on December 28, 2025. The suspect, Abubakar Sadiq, also known as Cyborg, was apprehended on December 29 at Adenta. Police say he violated the Firearms Act 1962 and the Public Order Act 1994. Authorities recovered the weapon, which has been secured as evidence now. Now, Sadiq is currently in police custody assisting with investigations and will be brought to court to face charges. The Ghana Police Service warned the public that owning a licensed firearm does not give anyone the right to discharge it recklessly. Violators risk losing their license and would face prosecution. And that's all for the morning news here on New Day on TV3. My name is Beatrice. Thank you very much for joining us today. Do stay with us on New Day.
Pause and he would tell everybody, Casa Swagger.
Yeah.
In terms of probably Casa Swagger.
Casa Swagger.
Yes, Swagger.
And
that is his tagline.
it's been also a great year for the top 3 artists of Ghana. And he's one,
yes.
Shatta, and then Stonebwoy.
Yeah.
Irrespective of which of the camps you
which
are.
of the nations you belong to.
I think about 2 months ago, I said the Telecel Ghana Music Awards Artist of the Year should go to Black Sheriff because
go back to Black Sheriff, right?
But after what Shatta displayed over the period, I don't know. It's going to be so we're going to have Stonebwoy, Shatta Wale, and then
Black
him
Sheriff.
again. And to think that he's been around just this short while, and the other 2 have been around for some time, particularly Shatta, and are still relevant. Also speaks volumes about the type of dedication they put into their work. And as human beings, that's all you need. You need dedication, irrespective of the difficulties. You need dedication, and I think that those 3 artists, they try to prove themselves wrong all the time, right all the time. So they know that our last should be better than our next. And that is what all of them have done. Because in the public space, particularly because they work with the markets and people, they get criticized. They also tend to have beefs and all that. They tend to operate on their levels, and you'll find that when they are undertaking their craft, they tend to do it so well to their own admiration and to the admiration of others. They are just fantastic.
I mean, they are very unique. If you listen to a song, you can tell that it's by Shatta Wale.
The same thing
by
Shatta Wale in the voice of
the same thing for Stonebwoy and for Black Sheriff as well. Him in particular, Black Sheriff, I think his songs are very unique. The clips, there's something about his songs.
He's just different.
Yeah, he's very different.
Absolutely and totally different.
He's always telling a story. He's like he's narrating a story. The first album was about he being from Konongo-Zongo, all the things he went through as a teenager or the childhood, getting into his late teens. And then now you see that he's really matured and singing so well that sometimes you get to think, is this guy a young guy? Because he's not even 25 years.
Yes,
he's 23.
Yes.
He's not 25 years.
Yeah.
23. He'll be 24 next year.
Yes, he's 23.
The song that gets my attention, I think you know the title, Problems There, na 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 na.
Better Call Jesus.
Yeah.
It's
so there's actually Better Call Jesus.
Yeah, better problem day, you better call Jesus.
I've never heard the other side of it.
And then when it comes to Stonebwoy, you can see that he's one who likes to keep his private life private.
Yes.
But when it comes to the craft, he also wants to show that I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
And then I love the network he has with his international people, tend to go to shows outside the country, etc., to exhibit Ghana. And then Shatta is a workaholic. So if Shatta born or he goes studio, he do song. So he does mass production, and 2 go hits, 3 go hits. Mass production, 2 go hit, 3 go hits.
This song is so unique,
Praying I never go down. If I step on toes, my apologies.
This guy is my guy.
Swagger. I like the song. I really like the song.
Black Sheriff is my guy. Listen, it was interesting that when he came up, not too long after that, I was in New York. I was in Times Square.
That's right.
And his songs were blasting everywhere.
California.
Times Square. And when I say everywhere, I mean in the shops, in the cars.
Oh, wow.
And we've got our own Pragia KK type of vehicular movement in New York. Because of the traffic, there's a lot of keke. We use keke a lot in New York. And when you sit in it, every one of them was playing Black Sharif at the time. Basketball games, you know, when it's halftime, they are playing his songs. He's
the basketball games and then the football games, the soccer games
as well.
And they didn't even have to be Ghanaians.
No.
But it's also because there's a growth of Afrobeats.
Yes.
Afro music, Afrobeats.
Yeah.
That's the genre.
There could be the growth, but it also depends on how you go about your craft because there's that international feel about what he does.
And it's also because of his personal style, the way
lyrics,
he dresses. Oh my God.
You
he
know,
can put together anything and look
James
good.
Brown,
Not everybody has that. Not every artist is able to achieve that. But Black Sharif can put on anything and he will still look good. I remember when he won Artist of the Year, he came here. No,
also Makola was no chantro, but the chair.
No, but sometimes it's not a lie.
Yeah.
No, it's not Ottawa Makola.
Okay.
And sometimes
but
it's pants and shoes. But he can throw anything on and still look very, very good.
But I mean, this year has been quite good. You know, by November, everybody was saying, of course, everybody means that social media, you know. These days, we sample opinion from social media as to what the Ghanaian public thinks. Said, we're not going to have a year of return, Africa return, Dirty December, and we had great shows. Even yesterday, Kim Promise did the show. And Delcy and Trisha said I should go and alight them there before I went back to work.
Promised Land was massive yesterday.
It was, okay, but by the time I think that we went there around 10, 11, 12.
It hadn't started.
Yeah, no. Nothing.
Shows, they don't start early.
So it's been a good climax to a very good year for entertainment as well. But there's also there has been many things, or there have been many things that have happened within the year. Whether it's a CJ who has been removed, or it's Galamsey debates, or it's the dollar debate. You know. And so it's been quite a topsy-turvy year as well. But relatively, it's been a very calm environment compared to what it was last year, or over the last 2 years. You know, I mean, people would say we don't have much money in our pocket, but they are not complaining. And I think that it's been an okay year. It's been a good year because last year by this time we had just done the election. We're transitioning, you know, but, waiting for the inauguration and all that.
2025 is a different post-election year because if you look at 2020, in 2021 it was a different thing. From day one up until the end, it was so as if we're in the political season.
But this
we are feeling a bit of it this year, but it's not as much. Exactly, like Roland is saying. But I'm particularly impressed with the performance of the city, though. How it started, beginning of the year, and how it ended, even Christmas period, when you're getting a lot more people in port.
And experts are saying that for the first time in a long time, it has stabilized even during the festive season.
Because if you look at the dynamics of our economy, we tend to make demands for the markets. And so suppliers or importers will then have to go to their suppliers outside the country, whether it's China, let's say Turkey, or go to India or elsewhere in Asia, for those products to be brought for the last quarter of the year. So it means that the demand for foreign currency, particularly the US dollar, goes up from October, November, December. And then the demand again begins to rise by the close of the first quarter. So by February, March, And so when you have it stabilizing, and the stability is very important because if it just goes up 1, 2, and then comes down 1, 2, that's stability. Because you need that for, let's say, in our purposes, short to medium
your projections,
planning. Because your suppliers need to know that if they give you a certain stock at a certain quantity, by the time that you want to come for the next stock, you'll be able to sell at that price, whether it's FOB or etc., to be in a position to say that we still want to give you at that price that we gave you over the last 6 months.
But let's not forget, though, that there's also the Bank of Ghana interventions, or the interventions, yes, that we've seen. And the concern is that perhaps from 2026, we're going to see less of that.
Of those interventions.
Will that affect the stability of the cedi on the market? So that's something that...
Well, it's quite an interesting debate. And I have to say that we have to ask ourselves sincerely, do we undertake these intermediations or interventions, or we don't at all? Because if the cedi tumbles, everything goes haywire.
Everything.
Yeah.
Fuel at the pumps, fuel for powering our energy plants. And then even for consumers, for consumers, what we consume also goes up. And you know the typical socio-cultural behavior of the Ghanaian trader.
Right.
Once a price goes up, it never comes down.
It doesn't.
Because the dollar has been stable, but prices haven't gotten that. And it's not because. And it's not because
that. Isn't there any type of regulation? Can't we come out and say that, listen, we are regulating these prices on the market, so that if a ball of onion is 5 cedi, it should cut across. Not that Beatrice is selling it for 7 cedis. Yeah. I'm selling it for 7.5, and then Roland is selling for 8 cedis.
We have a free market, which means that you cannot control prices. But again,
have that.
It goes back to the conversations about how even the traders themselves try to take advantage of things and just escalate prices when ideally,
it's not
averagely, for instance, if something is supposed to be sold at 10 cedis, you would find certain traders who want to make those extra crazy profit, selling them at 12 cedis. So yes, we have a free market where you can't necessarily regulate prices, but there ought to be that, like you said, there ought to be that balance where traders stick to, you know, the generality of conditions within the space for their pricing. Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. It's a birthday of Robert Coleman.
Today?
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Today is his birthday.
What a day to be born.
So, Robert Coleman.
Robert, you waited till the last day of the year
Robert
to be
Coleman
born.
is the chief executive for Wembley Sports Construction Company. They tend to construct the AstroTurfs, the best AstroTurfs. We have some other companies that construct the AstroTurfs and they don't get to last. So, his companies are more durable.
Yes, sir.
So, Robert Coleman of Wembley Sports Construction Company.
Robert is a good man. Robert Coleman is a very good man.
I don't understand.
I understand what I'm saying. I've known Robert for a very, very long time.
Robert.
Even when I wasn't in media. Yes, even when I was.
Please call Robert for me, Robert Coleman.
Coleman, yes. Even when I wasn't in media or
Shadrach,
anything.
please, this one. They say you are a good man. Let me check.
Friend. Robert, I will is an A.
Coleman, they say you are a good man.
Robert Coleman is a good man, and
Shadrach, please call this gentleman for me.
Esewara. Esewara.
No, Shadrach. So I've sent you the number. So our question of the day will be: what has been your event or for year of review? I mean, what items in the year, in the national year, will you classify as your event of the year? Apart from Afawa and then SPPD, the stadium full up. Apart from that,
but why are there diverse opinions about?
Please call Robert Coleman for me. It's his birthday. Let me shower some praises on me because.
So you know he's a good man.
Maybe it should be a surprise.
No. I'm following your lead.
No, he is a good man.
Okay, Robert Coleman.
He's a good human being.
I get numo papajibo.
Yeah, numo papajibo.
Hey, Robert Coleman. Actually. So this morning segment basically is about, if you look at the national events, which ones will you itemize? Whether it's the removal of the CJ, petition to remove the EEC, or the dollar stabilizing, or the way the minority have or have not been able to put government on its toes in parliament, etc., or the Boku mediation that has been undertaken by the Otumfo. What will be most memorable for you? Or it is the Abutrika, the FBI incursions. What did I say? Or let's say, despite opening the whole museum, despite opening the whole museum. Or the way we started the year by giving you a good electoral coverage, etc. And the swearing in.
What's your highlight?
What's your highlight? Or the way that you've had constant lights you know.
Yeah. Oh,
you haven't been dooms all right.
But I've been suffering from.
Over there, Robert, I'm you.
Yeah, the water issue has been serious.
All right.
But remember, there are 7 communities that got lights.
Yes,
just in the last
recently, in the last 2 days.
In the water region.
In the water region.
Oh, you mean the Keta MP?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about him. That's Gakba. All right, so our this morning segment.
Oh, and I miss Community Manifesto.
Yeah, you're an addict.
It was tough, but I miss it.
Yeah, lots of hard work.
Yeah.
Okay, so our segment is up. The this morning segment.
Welcome back. It is the very last day of the year 2020.
And Shadrach could do the need. Shadrach, I apologize for being a very tough person to deal with.
Yes, but you need to apologize to Shadrach. Those things that you have been doing, I can attest to the fact that he's taking a lot of BS from you. You need to stop.
Shadrach, I apologize for the way I've treated you, but you're a very good producer. Anita has taken the flag. Charlie Sunday, be a blast Anita. Anita, I apologize.
You did.
Apologize.
You didn't blast everybody.
I apologize.
Me, you know the fee blast.
No, but I'm a cool guy.
I will give you back. Good morning. This is TV3
They said we have prophets.
Prophets who?
Jeremiah.
Yes, Jeremiah, good morning.
Ebo Noah.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Jeremiah.
Hello, Kiki. Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Yourself.
Happy end of year and happy new year to you. I'm not sure I'll be able to speak with you before we usher in the new year. So happy new year to you, Jeremiah. Your name seems very new on the show. Is this the very first time you're calling?
Yes, my very first time.
Yeah, because I've never heard your name.
Congratulations.
Before. Yes. What a day to get through, the last day of the year. Yeah. It's good to have you with us. Yes, it's good to have you with us, Jeremiah. Next year, I pray that your calls will come through a lot more for all of us. Now tell us, what's been your highlight for 2025?
Okay, so I'd like to digress a bit from what Ulan has been sharing on this one. I want to highlight on the entertainment sector, and I want to talk about the comedians in Ghana.
Okay.
I think over the year, OBM Ponsa, Kodoti J, Lex the Comic, and other gay comedians have been very, very influential in their space. And that's my personal highlight because for so many years, we've not had the spotlight, but this year, and I think started from actually last year, they've been awesome.
Right.
They've been awesome.
Okay.
So that's my personal highlight.
Okay. And what's your wish for 2026, Jeremiah?
So in 2026, I believe that there's a lot to achieve once you have life. Go all out and put your best foot out and trust God to do the rest.
Fantastic. Thank you for calling us. I'm glad that your call came through before the year ended. Hopefully in 2026, we receive a lot more of your calls. Have a very beautiful new year.
Yeah.
All right. You can also call us. Let's know what your highlights have been for the year 2025. We're also here to read as many messages as we can.
I have a couple more.
Okay.
This one is coming from Felix Apple. Okay. Felix Apple works with us, always giving us great feedback, especially me. And he says that I better apologize to me too for the way you have treated me in the course of the year.
Felix.
No, the people I have to apologize to. It has to be Shadrach.
A lot of people.
It has to be Shadrach. Be careful.
But you've been sweet to me.
Yeah.
Harriet.
It has to be Shadrach, Anita.
She said something.
Astus.
You have to apologize.
Oh, relax. Chairman Prosper.
Yes. You have to apologize to Chairman Prosper. What did you do?
Oh, no. Charlie, sometimes I feel they chop stubborn small.
Wow.
And then my biggest, I'm not surprised, are the friends that we had.
He's apologizing as if he's about to die.
No. And then, And then the friends who deserted us this year. The friends who deserted us this year. So let me just. I'm not saying this one deserted me. So let me just read this. Sonny Kwashi is there. So I have Gabriela Tete. Good morning to you. Say waking up every day to listen to lovely people like you is refreshing. Good morning to you. Hey sister, where are you from? Hi.
Ni Odate Mills on Facebook says, my highlights, Abronya in Black Maria, To me getting hit with galamsey charges.
Yeah, abronye.
And NPP reducing their numbers to 87 in Parliament.
Which one? Did they have to say that one? It's a minority.
Mighty minority.
Who's that?
Neodate Mills.
Neodate, it's called Justice. He lives in Finland.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, through the show, you get to interact with him. And he has a great family in Finland.
Yeah,
Neodate, Justice, good morning to you. Money and the rest who tend to watch us all the time. We're grateful. Yemo.
Hey, Prince Nana Yao, York.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, he specifically addressed it to you.
Hey. Okay.
Beatrice Abuna Edu.
Hey. Are you called Abuna?
Hey.
Yes, that's my name on Facebook.
Prince Nana Yao. Wow.
The guy has been digging.
Anyway, regarding the Gold Board program, it's not a problem for me. I've reviewed the report and formed my own opinion. What others call a loss is, in my view, simply an expense or necessary cost, as every business has to invest something to generate profit. Gold Board says they do not generate profits, they make surpluses, so please keep that in mind. It has delivered significant benefits in terms of foreign exchange inflows, and the resulting stability in goods and fuel prices have also helped stabilize the overall economy. Let's subtract these costs from the broader gains and evaluate whether there's truly a net loss. Happy New Year in advance to all of you. Prince Nanaya Yate.
Did you see the
Robert Coleman, one chebo wono, we'll call you. Robert Coleman, we are calling you. So please. So next we are calling you. Pick up.
Did you see the video of Sami Jemfi all clothes in gold and you know,
who
some
made that?
ornaments?
I'm sure they use some AI thing to do with Mihuda.
Wrapping, and it was just trending on Facebook
These
over
days,
the weekend.
everything and nothing is on social media. Anyway, what's happening to our phone lines? Nobody's on the phone.
Okay, so I have more calls. This one is coming from Dr. Bright Della Glover with the Keta Government Hospital. Says that you have a fantastic team. Kudos to all of you. Thank you, Bright. Great guy. Randa Shah is also here.
Randa. We have a date this evening.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Really? We have James.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
we have Drea. We have a Drain. And I'm always mentioning their name. Cookies Church members.
Yes, we have a date this evening. Yes, the Kairos Moment Action Chapel. You are invited. Please come so we cross over properly into the new year.
Randa is doing some politics with this message. I'll read it. Randa, politician.
Good morning. Hello. Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Good morning, Cookie. My name is Laurentia. I'm calling from the school.
Your name is Laurentia?
Laurentia,
you're very welcome. Okay, Laurentia, is this the first time you have called us?
Yes, please.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. What a day to get through. Congratulations for being able to get through to us before the year ended. Now, what are your highlights for the year 2025?
Trying all over.
Sorry?
Cookie. Morning. Good morning to Beatrice and good morning to Roland.
Good morning, Laurentia. Happy end of 2025.
My highlight is the CG, the removal of the CG.
Oh, Laurentia.
Oh, Yomo.
Oh, Laurentia. Laurentia, be nice more. Laurentia, the law is the law, but you're a woman.
Auntie Laurentia.
The law is the law.
Laurentia, the law is the law, but you are a woman.
Yes, I'm a woman.
But why now? Why is that your highlights? Explain.
Cookie.
Laurentia.
My hope in Ghana is Ghana will work for our children's children. Ghana will be good. We will enjoy Ghana because that is all we have. So my prayer is that Ghana will work good for us, our children. I'm so happy. I'm praying for John Dramani Mahama. God to give him wisdom to do Ghana well, so that we will be happy in the nation. We will not run away. Leave our children will leave their wives, their children, and run away to go and work to get money because of our children. We are praying for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. God give him wisdom. He will do good to Ghana. That is all my prayer.
All right.
Laurentia.
All of you in the studio this morning.
Yes. Laurentia, where do you live?
I live at Osu, at the back of the night market.
Osaneba Wakpa.
Well, and if you want Domedo, come to Osu.
Domedo.
Thank you. Osu market me. Hello.
In
your Osu market, yes, come and Domedo, Kesipolu.
Germany, okay, 1,000 Auntie Laurentia or Vanabo.
I'm going to call Auntie Laurentia, and I'm going to Paribia.
When they can't pass more. Tomo 1 a.m. Jeme, Maba Maheko.
Male.
Mama boy Tomo, if I shake.
Oh,
Mama boy Tomo.
Then package and bring to church.
Hey, politics. Man, say politics, you're sure.
Abanabo. We churches and look at politics. Mere politics.
Church politics.
What are you doing? Majid Mensah says, happy glorious belated birthday to Honorable Alhaji Ishaq Dauda, a visionary leader and hard-working managing director of Prestia Sankofa Gold Mines. May this new chapter of your life be filled with robust health, greater wisdom, and abundant success, and Allah's continued blessings. All right. This is from Mensah Majid, and he's saying hello to you, Beatrice, and then to you, Roland Walker, as well. And Newday, let me just read this one. Newday Atukwe says, what stands out this year is the swearing in of JDM for the third time as president. So no calculation.
So there's Mr. Ernest Xavier Young from Wa. He says, good morning, Papa Ro, Beatrice, and my lovely sister Cookie too. Please, to the question, I am very happy for the removal of the CG. Petition to remove the Electoral Commissioner, Special Prosecutor, and the charges against the arrogant Huntumi. I think now Ghana is in the right direction, and kudos to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Special greetings to my mother, my wife, and the entire, how do you call this? Is it Domine community?
Domine.
Okay, yeah, he sent it from Wa, and that's NSA.
We have a caller.
Thank you very much.
There's a caller.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, there's a caller. Okay.
Yeah, we have a caller. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, we have this one from Randa. Randa says, my biggest highlight was the swearing in of John Mahama, the president, and his beautiful outfit. That one too was a memorable time.
Yeah, it was.
And then about entertainment, my highlight is Shatawale overfilling the Independence Square.
Yeah, that was historic though. Come on.
It's just Papa Ro, the way you are going, I think you need to apologize to the whole nation before we cross over.
Yes. You need to apologize to all of us. You are just too much.
Delight says I should apologize to it.
Way too much.
And then I have this one from Beatrice Brew. Beatrice Brew, good morning to you. And good morning to everybody else. Good morning to everything that you do. God bless you so much. And so you're using the opportunity to appreciate all of us right here for the work we tend to do. We said I thank you as well. We have a couple more going through. I see this one from Paddy, Chairman Paddy. So I have this one. When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Hey, we believe them only for them to steal us like rats on condo top. Charlie, do they get rats for?
Rats for condo.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Chairman Riches William Kukoti, good morning to you.
It's true.
We have a caller.
We do? Beatrice.
Good morning, Salome. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy end of 2025.
Salo?
Yes.
Salo Mango.
Good morning.
Good morning. Salo, where are you calling from? Salo?
I'm calling from Ashama.
Hey! Okay, this is for
Please, which part of Ashama?
Ashama,
Atadeka. That's going to like Zenu, that place.
Yes.
No, but that place, when I was a young boy there, it used not to be part of Ashaiman.
That's place?
Yeah, because it leads to the East Legon Hills area there too as well.
How far is it from Clan?
Yes.
Oh, so it's far. Okay, so what's been your highlight of it? Speak to Beatrice. I've finished my shaman conversation, so finish.
I like how things are easy to buy now, and we market women, we are very happy. So kudos to Mahama.
But what's her name? Is it Beatrice? Is that what you said? What?
Salo.
You as a market woman, you are very happy the way things are going, but I don't want to tell you, man, so I don't understand.
Yeah.
Salome, 1 tin of milk, what it is for that, but what TBB so?
Oh, yeah, typical. You see that the animal from car.
Then I will what on there? What do you sell?
I sell bowls, school bags, and rice.
Oh, those
so
ones
now
are really...
I sell rice for 25, the small one.
Right.
By now, it's 15 CDs at my shop. And you can get some at 12 CDs, and at the market, you get it 12 CDs. So when you come,
I'll come there and verify myself. I'll come there and verify for myself.
Oh, come. Come and see for yourself.
Mate.
You have a lot of places.
I have a lot of places to
you
go.
You have
plenty.
Osukomi.
Yes.
And Shitolo.
They call me there. She'll package it to check it today. It's me phone one.
We have another caller. Good morning.
I will, Cookie. I will.
All right. Take care and have a beautiful 2026.
All right.
Okay.
Hello. Good morning. What's your name?
There isn't another caller on the line yet.
There is.
Gabi Nuhu says, fuel prices of about 12 cities and the stability of the currency are mind-blowing. I love my country, Ghana, now. Also, anytime I see President Mahama in his brother's jet, my heart melts for that Mahama family.
Hey.
The Mahama family is really so fantastic with the highest esteem.
Okay.
Hey,
I have this one from Kwame Boateng, who says that my highlight of the year is a controversy currently involving Sami Jemfi and the Gold Board.
Well, he says,
and I know that Dr.
January.
And then I know that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia will win the primaries for the MPP.
Okay.
And then I have this one from Gabi Naku Sokachi as well, who says that you guys should try and host Sami Jemfi and then Upon Kroma regarding their Gold Board matters.
Okay.
And he says, my take on the year review is the super majority status of the NDC MPs in Parliament, in which nobody ever expected coming from the opposition.
Right.
All right.
Another call on the line. You've joined us here on TV3 Newday. You're welcome. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello.
Good morning. He sounds like he has won cash out.
Cash out.
I love the spirit.
#439#.
I love the spirit. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Hajia Fatima Kuki. Guess the person.
Hajia Fatima is the name that he's called me, and I'm supposed to guess. This call, I'm sure, is from the northern region. Is that correct?
No.
Hey.
Hello.
Just tell me, who is speaking, please?
Yaro from Nkoko.
You are so emotional. You can't take this call.
My Yaro! Wow! Yaro, good morning.
Yaro, where are you calling from? Because me, I know they understand. No?
I'm calling from Nkoko in the eastern region.
Listen.
Is that a call from where?
In Koko, in the eastern region.
Okay.
When I was on radio, Yaro would call me every single day.
Wow.
And he's followed me everywhere I've gone till today.
This Yaro. Hey, Yaro. Charlie, but why they follow the chick like that?
You said?
Why they follow the chick like that?
You said why they call the chick like that? Hajia Fatima Kuki is my sister. Hajia Fatima Kuki.
Yaro, good morning. It's good to hear from you. What's going on? And what has been your highlights for the year 2025?
Anyway, actually, I'm not excited. I just wanted to call for you guys to greet my dad for me. I like Mama Yaro.
Okay.
Hajia Fatima Kuki, I was not so long, about almost 6 months now.
Yeah.
I like Mama Yaro.
Right.
Taking good care of me and the Almighty Allah. And you know, 2025 was not a good year for me. The best musician ever. Since Almighty Allah created heaven and earth. So, Kojo
Fosu. That is his, that is icon,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, with the massive brain.
So I just Fatima Cookie. Thanks a lot to you and Roland. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yaro, you've always been very warm and amazing to me. I appreciate your love over the years.
Just like me.
God bless you.
I've always been warm and amazing.
Yeah, you have.
Yaro, God bless you.
God bless you, Yaro. God bless you and bless your dad as well.
And this message will take everybody into a very somber mood.
Okay.
This one is coming from Sheikh Abubakar Napar.
Okay.
He is the president, founder, executive director for the Light Foundation. They are an NGO as well. He's also a Muslim cleric.
Okay.
And he says that we need peace and development in Ghana. My highlight of the year will be the sad end of those who died in that Z9 crash. It is still fresh in my memory. And never again should we as a country I'm even having goosebumps.
I wanted to mention it, but I didn't want to, you know.
Sheikh Abubakar, thank you so much. We were just getting excited and everything about it.
It came to me, but I just didn't want to revisit
and
it.
This was come from Bonti Benjamin. The Gold Board and Bank of Ghana's $215 million financial loss estate are still fresh in our minds. Happy New Year to you and your able team, Bonti Benjamin.
Okay.
Patrick Dolly says the birthday of lawyer Mrs. Alice Dolly Akwete, and so from the Dolly and Lasse family, Director of HR Ghana TVET Service, you're celebrating your birthday. Happy birthday to
we have plenty
you,
messages.
Mrs.
Yes,
Alice
Sergio.
Dolly.
We have plenty messages. Let's read
we
some
get
of
plenty
them.
messages.
Yeah, Sergio Aguero says, my name is Wesley. I'm from Dansuma.
Is it Coleman pick the call? Make it talk to him.
No. There's somebody.
Is Robert on the line? So which one should we do? Speak to Robert Coleman.
We could talk to God.
Collie.
Robert Coleman.
Hello.
Chale, ayo esare.
Chale.
Aye, Sani Ega. Aye, Sani.
Chale, Robert Coleman.
Minke.
Chief Executive, Wembley Sports Construction. Happy birthday to you.
Minke Roland Ake. Oh, yeah, you are a very, very good man. Esumoni, how do you say it? Oh, you don't want to agree. How do you say it? Esumoni ebakpene. Inu shishi. Elake ayo esare.
Aye, Sani Ega.
Charlie, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday.
Unfortunately, I can't say thank you because it is not my birthday today. I think Roland got it wrong. Rather the 7th of January.
Robert Coleman.
Let me tell you the reason why he did that. Because last year, he was with me in my house and we did some press listings. So I think he is of the view that my birthday.
It's a 7. Robert, it's a 7. The thing is that in my calendar, I just happen to have opened the 7th. That's why.
You go
I'm going to explain. But
Robert, you are amazing.
So 7th. So it means we call you 7th.
Kafu na.
1976. So I will be 50 years on the 7th of January.
What about the party?
Cookie, you and I, you know how we do it. So don't worry. When the time comes, I will notify you.
Robert has been very kind to us here on the show. I remember when I started TV3 Newday, our birthdays, including Bella's birthdays, he would send cakes here to this house.
Yes,
Robert Coleman.
And Robert Coleman never gives me a birthday present.
Hey,
but Roland, your birthday present is the training I gave you when you were with Zoom Lion and the Jospon group. So
fantastic.
Let him tell you, I trained him and I trained him on a particular thing. He will tell you after the show.
Oh, wow.
Robert Coleman, bye-bye.
Robert, congratulations.
Let me say that my greatest highlights for this year has to do with the qualification of the Black Stars.
Hey,
and that is my greatest highlight because we will be there. Cookie will be there. Roland will be there. More people.
We are coming.
We must also let Beatrice join us.
Yes, so you have to.
It's only Shadrach who will not be there.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay, Robert. Have a good one.
Robert, you are an amazing human being. Robert, you are an amazing human being.
The way you put it,
love you. No, he is a good man. Robert is a good man.
I am humbled.
I can say it with my full chest that Robert is a good man.
Extremely
and we
humbled.
celebrate you this morning.
The avalanche of calls that I have had this morning after you made that pronouncement is phenomenal. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
And I am humbled. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Thank you.
We love you, Robert. We love you. Have a very fruitful 2026.
I love you guys. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Beatrice, you've got messages for us.
Yes, we do.
He has to be your friend as well.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
He just invited me to the World Cup in the US, so I should join the trip. Well, it's that time of the year again. The air is festive, the spirits are high, and of course, the search for the perfect holiday escape begins. This season, South African Tourism invites you to come find your joy right in the heart of South Africa. Yes, South Africa is opening its arms with warmth, sunshine, and unforgettable moments. Whether it's a family getaway, a romantic retreat, or an adventure with friends, there's always a festive season made just for you. Enjoy packages like Christmas in Cape Town or Jingle Bells in South Africa with flights, luxury stays, city tours, wine tastings, and more. From scenic drives to safari fun, every detail is planned for pure joy and ease. Looking for elegance? Our Christmas getaway offers nights of indulgence, stunning tours, and a taste of South Africa's finest landscapes. Yes, or make it a family festive escape where laughter, connection, and sunshine fill every day. Whichever you choose, South Africa promises warmth, wonder, and memories to last a lifetime. Your festive adventure awaits. Visit southafrica.net to book your joyful getaway. South Africa invites you to come find your joy this December. I think Cookie is going to be on this South African trip.
I am laughing because there's a message for Roland on our Facebook.
Yes.
Listen, Sammy Frank Bachman says, Roland Walker, please talk to my wife. She's trying to bite me because of the remote. Please, I don't want to bite her to enter the new year. We beg you people, don't bite each other over the remote control. Sammy Frank Bachman, wifey, we beg you, release the remote.
Alhaji Jibril of National Security back from Germany. Good morning to you, as well as Edmond Combat, the Managing Director of the Tema Oil Refinery, Ed Digitamaklo, Chairman Godwin Tamaklo of the Raid Group, Mama Huo of the Asogli State. May Gina has sent us a great message. We're grateful. And then also BT Sly, we have Blueprint, Isikadu Kitan, who says the highlight of the year is the current administration, how they treated the former Chief Justice, Madam Gertrude Tokonu. This is a perpetual dent on the government. And then we have Prince Nani York also giving us, and then I'm into Papa.
Okay, Roland, this message I have to read to you. Sichopa Jefferson Ku Doda says, Roland needs to apologize to a lot of people. He's king of mischief, very mischievous.
No,
and when he does it, he poses it as if he does nothing. Anyway, well, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana, Rosebank International University, a strong South African university, and a brand of the ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider, with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guild UK, and Capsicum Conway Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, and many more. We offer hospitality and culinary arts, available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Perbia House, Accra, or simply apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens.
All right, going on break now. Thank you to all of you who sent in messages. People are saying that they have never missed New Day once this year. We are grateful to all of you. God bless you. Have a fruitful 2026. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with the biggest.
Well, we have cash out. It goes with the short code *439#. Increase the number of tickets you have. Become one of those lucky winners. And with cash out, it also means that once you choose option 2, we're doing the draw. You're getting 1,000 Ghana cedis, multiples of 5. And so 5,000 Ghana cedis going to 5 people this morning. Only if you're lucky. Cash Money Cookie is able to do it well by consulting the gods. And that's what he does. She does. All right. And critically also, let me also say good morning to all of you who tend to watch us. We're grateful. All right. Today is the birthday of Bridget. So, Bridget, happy birthday to you. And apparently it was not Robert Coleman's birthday. And I said, yeah, this one, bad vibe, oh, bad vibe, bad vibe. Okay, so I have the Member of Parliament for Yendi right here in the studio. All right, and the Honorable Abdul Fattah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you too? And
well.
Happy New Year in advance. And good morning to the people of Yendi. And good morning to my big brother, Solomon.
Yendi means you contested against
Farouk.
Farouk,
Yeah.
okay. Farouk is your friend, right?
He's a friend and brother.
Okay, friend and brother.
Yeah.
So friend and brother. The friend and brother defeated the friend and brother. And then Solomon Owusu is Director of Communications for the United Party. Solo, how are you?
I'm good,
He's
Rob.
also an entrepreneur in transportation mainly. How are you?
I'm good, bro.
I saw Zato in
The
Sisala
man is
East
already
saying that his constituents...
He's behaving as an
I
MP.
didn't know he was an MP.
I don't know who the MP there is, and the MP there must immediately call the national security into action, because Zato is behaving as though he's an MP for the Sisala East area. Meanwhile, he's not.
Yeah.
He must not be creating the impression as though he's the MP there.
Yeah.
The MP is an NDC MP.
The MP is an NDC MP who will be uprooted like cassava in 2022 by the United Party candidate.
All right.
Will you have a candidate there?
Okay.
We will field candidates in all the 276, including Yendi.
You see, all right. So happy birthday to you, Bridget Otu, who works with the presidency as a presidential staffer. Good morning to you. Great friend, Bridget Otu. Great friend. Wishing you all the best for the day. And I pray God gives you all your heart desires, as always. Bridget Otu. My paddy. Hey, Bridget. And
MC Bridget or Bridget?
No, Bridget Otu.
Otu.
The journalists and then a businesswoman. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Today is her birthday.
Yeah, today's her 31st. It's always her birthday.
Beautiful.
Today. So she's always climaxing the year with her birthday.
Fantastic. Happy birthday to her.
Yeah. So we're doing a year under review, and it's very important for all of us to take. So we've been doing a number of them so far. And this morning we want to take and highlight and have some introspection on a number of key issues. And the first one will be on our fight against Galamsey, illegal mining. It was a huge campaign topic 2024. It had been a subject since 2018 because we had a whole national program that was launched. And so we want to talk about that as well. We'll be joined also by Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, convener, the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, or illegal mining, if he's already on that. Good morning to you, Dr. Ashigbe.
Mauta, you know, please, today is the birthday of my uncle, my mentor, Professor Ahetu.
Oh, nice.
He turns 80 today, yes, and we, the people of Chiamen, the whole Anglon, and celebrating.
Yeah.
And interestingly, too, yesterday was the 82nd birthday of my God's representative on earth, my mother, Regina Gagbanuvo. She also turned 82 yesterday. So give me this opportunity to say
Charlie.
happy birthday to both of them.
Right. Ken Ashigbe and I, we come from the same hometown, so it's always very important. And today it looks like it's been a morning of shout-outs. So everybody, Ken Ashigbe has been very hard on all the government, both MPP and NDC. People keep wondering. And Ken Ashigbe is convener, Media Coalition Against Galamsey. That's for the purposes of this discussion what he does. But he's also with the Chamber Chamber of Mines, eh?
Yes, Chamber of Mines, please.
Chamber of Mines, yes. That's the boss for Chamber of Mines. He was with Telecoms.
Chief Servant.
Yeah, okay, Chief Servant. He's a very strict man, if you know him as well. So, and the second subject we'll be talking about will be whether we can have a proper assessment on Operation Recover or Loot. Has it lived up to expectation? So we intend dividing the time appropriately until we close around 45:50. That'll be 8:45:50. So make sure you join us. We have a number of you who have joined us already. So since it's a morning of acknowledgement, let me acknowledge all our watchers. I have Olufemi Ben Ejima Kinde. I hope I pronounce Chief Olu. I hope I pronounce your name well. Olufemi Ben Ejima Kinde. He's a regular watcher of the show. He's also watching us currently. Happy New Year to you. And then we also do have all those on the stream as well. Let me acknowledge the Mensa Majid is there. Prince Nani York, Obrin Ponkaba, great guy. David Pamford. Please share the stream. Let's have some great conversations thereof. All right. Alaji Abdul Fattah.
Yes.
Yeah, Galamsey. Let me ask you.
Okay.
The first question would be, if you have to assess the government's fight, what the narrative was, the NDC in opposition, and what they've done with illegal mining, combating it, on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate it?
0 to 10, I'll give my government 7.
7.
Yes.
Okay, 7 is above average.
Exactly.
Even more than above average.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
But why? Because the government has been up for a lot of criticism, despite the efforts that have been made.
Yes, thank you so much, Roland. Roland, Galamsey, as we all know it, is not a fight that can be won in a day. And if you have a government that came in on the back of a fight that was almost lost to Galamsey at the time the government took over in 2025 January. In fact, Galamsey was completely lost. The fight was lost. The damage was so devastating, and that it needed a lot of effort, a lot of thought, a lot of pragmatism to bring back the damage that was caused. And so if you have a government that came in, and if you look at all the things that had happened in the past 1 year, you realize that we may not have won the fight as we speak, but clearly we have made serious gains. We have made serious impact. In fact, and to the extent that the president himself admitted when he invited the CSOs that he would be the last person to say that he has completely won the fight, and he was eliciting views on how to completely go about fighting the menace. The cry of all Ghanaians was for him to, as it were, declare a state of emergency, given the situation at hand. But he explained the position that the government had at the time. Many were those who were saying that prior to coming into office, were crying for the state of emergency. And so why are we now turning our back? But you see, at the time we were asking for the state of emergency, the situation was different. We had almost a lot of our forests, I think 9 forests that were completely taken over by the Galamseyers and the bandit. And so we needed a situation where we could recover. And so at the time we took over, and at the time the calls came for us to have the state of emergency to do, at least some of these forests had been taken over by government. They had been taken by government. And so there was a lot of progress. And many people do not know the effect of just declaring a state of emergency. If you look at the Emergency Powers Act of the country, it comes with a lot of ramifications. And people who don't understand it would just think it's something you can just pass or have come into effect and things will go normal. No. And so to the extent that the government had made serious gains, for instance, one of the biggest issues in the fight against Galamsey was the fact that the earth-moving equipment that are used in this Galamsey business were just free for all. Anybody could just get up and import it and know. In fact, they were not even registered. There was no tracking devices on them. And so the government came and said, no, from now going forward, there is now going to be a permit regime for the importation of this earth-moving equipment. And so today, if you want to import any equipment that has the potential of being used in any Galamsey business, you have to come for a permit, a government permit. And what it also means is that it is now being seriously regulated. And then secondly, once such equipment are brought into the country, they are tracked everywhere they go. And so when they are not supposed to be at a particular location and they are found there, they can easily be disabled. And so they will not be able to function. And so if you look at the tracking of these devices and the fact that you need a special permit, you need a permit to be able to bring it, and that you can take it to where you have not been licensed to take it. And now every earth-moving equipment that is brought to the country is registered. You understand? And it's in the database. Before now, they didn't have registration numbers. And so they were just doing anything at any point in time. And so to the extent that we have been able to put all these measures in place. And then secondly, the first step was to amend the LI that gave power to the miners to mining in forest reserves. There was the amendment of that LI, and there was a cry for the complete repeal of the law. But that has also been done now. Now it has been laid before Parliament, and as an LI, I think it has even matured. And so as we speak, almost all the asks by the civil society organizations, by all well-meaning Ghanaians, have been duly complied with. The fight itself cannot be won in a day, and so we'll have to see these things now beginning to show. For instance, as we speak, we have over 1,700 blue water guards who have been recruited, young guys, young energetic guys, who are in the forests, and we see the work they are doing. We also have the NIMOS, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat, and they are also doing a lot of work. And so if you put all these efforts together, you would see that this is a government that is truly committed. Yes, we cannot underestimate the damage that has been caused, but we just need a government that is committed. And to me, what has been done within 1 year of His Excellency the President's regime, compared to what we saw in the 8 years of the past regime, I think I'll be fair in giving the government a 7 out of 10.
A 7 out of 7. Out of 10.
Exactly.
Despite the criticism.
There will always be criticism. And like I said, even by the time we leave office, maybe in 24 years or 32 years or thereabout, there will still, no one can say that you can fully eliminate Galamsey. There will still be some element of Galamsey, but we want to make sure that we bring it we reduce it to the barest minimum. At least our water bodies are secured, our forest reserves are secured.
So I'll leave you for last, for good purposes. And Dr. Ashigbi, if you look at what the Clarion Call had been, or you do a recall, especially in the first quarter, or the first quarter of this year, or the immediate few months when the government came into office, there was the whole narrative in the public domain about the ban, or a ban that needed to be placed by the head of the executive. Do you think that perhaps the absence of that has taken perhaps a certain momentum that was expected to have been associated with the start of combating the crisis, so to speak?
Well, thank you very much. And I think that, for some of us, we were not calling for a ban on small-scale mining.
Yes.
But we were talking, and again, I respectfully disagree with my brother when he says the state of emergency should not have been declared. And if you look at the calls that the CSOs were making for a state of emergency, were making a call for state of emergency in selected areas. And the law he quoted provides the president to be able to just do that. And I would come back to that when I address the issues. But I think that I also would be one of the first to agree that, there was a refreshing change when His Excellency took over. But you see, my brother should also not forget that in the early days of President Nana Addo, when he decided that he was ready to put his presidency on the line, we chalked a lot of successes. Stability of water started improving, excavators were seized, arrests were made, there was even a moratorium on small-scale mining. But then as we got close to the 2020 elections, everything went haywire, including the president on a platform when I asked him about what he was doing about Akonta mining. He told us that Akonta mining was not involved in Galamsey as we speak. When the question I had asked him was not about Akonta mining as we speak, but something that had been done, that his Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has actually talked about the fact that the man was involved in an illegality. So at the beginning of the MPP was also great. And this one, I think I'm one of the first to say that His Excellency himself has demonstrated the appetite to deal with it. And he's done a few things to show. And he's appointed a Minister for Lands and Natural Resources who has not just demonstrated his commitment to the fight, but actually had put in some great interventions. One typical example was the fact that, and my brother talked about the repeal of LI 2462. The NDC was not going to repeal LI 2462 till, we got the minister then, when he took over responsibility for the environment as well. Because from the early stages, his engagement with the CSOs and all of that, had declared that he was not for that. But then he went ahead, when he became minister, to get the LI actually laid and then currently has been repealed. And so the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources definitely has demonstrated, his penchant to be able to deal with it. And so there's all of that has happened. NIMOS is also another positive activity that has happened, and we have seen the impact of the work of NIMOS, and even during this Christmas, they continue to go at the Galamsey. We've seen the Forestry Commission, all the work that has been done. So I will not do a 7, I would do a 5 or a 5.5. As an improvement, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And let me just get to why there's still a lot of work to be done. The coalition has done some work, in terms of the turbidity of water. The turbidity of water is not improving, so when we talk about improvement being made, you have the situation where Kwenyako water treatment plant, the turbidity went to absurd levels because not the people of Kwenyako in the central region who were mining, people in the eastern region were mining. And sometimes some of these minings happens at, hidden in plain sight, and so that continues to happen. You also have the situation where politically exposed persons who are involved in Galamsey, when we met His Excellency the President, was one of the questions I asked, and we have not really seen much being done about that. The President had asked the Attorney General, 2 members of the ruling government, were supposed to be investigated. We've not heard anything about that. Akonta mining, which, we had been pushing for since 2022. And then the current minister also got involved. There's been arrests, but, you don't really see the movement. There was also the issues of Professor Frimpong Boateng's report. That is replete with a lot of politically exposed persons of the former government who are involved in Galamsey. As my brothers the Gans will see, we've not had anything being done so far as that is concerned. And again, we need to state some facts. When it comes to the issues of, it is true that excavators were coming into this country and, they were not being registered and all of that. But we also need to give credit to the past government. They started the issues of the tracking. By the time they were leaving office, about 66 excavators had started to be tracked. The MINCOM had put together, the system to be able to track them. There has been some movement on that. But I would still want to see that all excavators are tracked. As we speak, not all excavators are tracked. The ones that are coming in are tracked, but the number of excavators that are in the field, several of them, we've not seen them being tracked. So I would urge the government to speed up the process of tracking all excavators. And as you talk about that, one of the challenges, again, with this particular fight, you go into some of these communities, and people are selling, things that are used for Galamsey. One leg. There's one of the equipment called one leg. It's more devastating than even the chamfat. It is being sold in clear plain sight. You know,
one leg.
Yes, it's called one leg. Yes. You know, it is very devastating. You know, when it comes, it's very small. It gets in there and it's sucking the earth. You know, destroying everything. That's also there. You know, we got the EPA going to some of these communities to be able to deal with them. My problem again, and with His Excellency to deal with, is the issues about the fact that he has given our MMDCs, you know, a KPI of Galamsey. So how is it that you have an MCE or a DCE in some of these communities, and they're expecting the president to come from Accra, or expecting the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, or his, you know, his either the Forestry Commission, NIMOS, or EPA to come and deal with this? Why are the DCs and MCs not dealing with this? Go to a place like Dunko, for example. They are issuing tax, you know, stickers to excavators. Ask them that the excavators that they've issued stickers for which the people are paying, whether all of those excavators are tracked. So why are these MCEs still opposed? There is one of the MCEs now who also has even been pronounced guilty of contempt, and the case has to do with Galamsey. But he claims, the DCE claims that, you know, this case, it was brought against him by some notorious Galamseya who, when he's arrested, his equipment arrested, seemed to be released. So why wouldn't His Excellency the President differentiate himself from the former president, who had the situation of Bosomwe Frao, DCE also, confessing to a crime? That man always saw he was dismissed. Why are we not interdicting this particular MC, investigating? If he is innocent as he claims, we then we exonerate him. But if he's not, then punishment is made. But currently, as we speak, he's still at post, and nothing is happening.
All right. So that brings us to the question of, is it that the strategies that are being adopted are not punitive enough? So, for example, we see a number of incidents where even NIMOS personnel go to communities and there's resistance from the community members, all right? There's complicity of individuals in official or public office where they turn a blind eye and allow the perpetration of these acts. And so there's a two-way or two-side to the narrative, where the communities, where the exploitation is ongoing, are beneficiaries one way or the other, because there's an economic livelihood around illegal mining, and the government also has to deal with it frontally with the task force and the strategy, Blue Water Guards, NIMOS, etc. And we, at the top of the whole conversation, say that it has to be tackled head on. So why is that strategy is not working?
Roland, it's not working because it is the powerful in society that is doing this illegal business. Let me tell you, all the inputs, accoutrements, equipment that you need in doing Galamsey are very expensive. I mean, how many of the locals are able to buy excavators or even rent excavators? It is the powerful in society that you call the honorables. They go and convince the locals who are poor that, oh, when Galamsey comes to your area, you will make some decent living, which is not the case. I'll give you a typical example. For those that were traveling to the Elembele and those areas, before mining got to that area, rent was so cheap. I went to conduct some surveys there. But with the advent of mining in the area, now it's highly expensive for the locals to even rent. Food. You go to mining areas like Obuasi that used to enjoy, oranges and stuff at a very cheap price. Now they are having to depend on foodstuffs from far areas, which is becoming very expensive because they were told that when money comes to your area, you make a decent living. No, it's not true. It's the powerful in society who are doing that, and you must call them by the name. I'm very happy you brought in NIMOS, and here, let me salute whoever brought the idea of NIMOS, together with the personnel there, Keneboa and Co. They are doing a yeoman's job. That is one positive with this administration. They were straight on. They got it right, and I believe that if they are going to allow NIMOS to work, we may deal with it. But there are a lot of negatives with the fight against Galamsey with this administration. I believe that entering into 2026, the president, together with his administration, must sit up and deal with it. Look straight into his own party financiers, people in government, and tell them enough is enough. Ghana ranks 6th when it comes to leading countries producing gold. You have the China, you have the Russia, you have Australia, you have Canada, you have the United States all coming before Ghana. Why is it that we are not experiencing these levels of destruction in the environment? The last time the Ghana Space Science Technology Institute came up with a figure that was so astonishing, they tell us that 60,000 hectares of our lands have been destroyed. And for the emphasis here, 60,000 hectares of land equates to 84,000 football fields. That's what has been destroyed. A young man by name Colin Safo Ejapon, working with NIMOS as a private soldier, and for education, to become a private soldier, is to go through this buy application form first of all, go through the recruitment that's got 6 people dead. After that,
he's a soldier, but his rank is private.
Private.
Okay.
Go through training for 6 months. This man is deployed by NIMOS to the Obuasi area. And he dies. He was buried just the 19th of December. We had the EPA boss go to Obuasi, Professor Kluche. The woman was chased
out.
You interviewed her here on this platform. Your EPA boss, and what even freaked me with her account was the fact that someone in the crowd was directing her. Don't use the Obuasi route, use the Dunkwa route. How did that person in Accra got to know that the place was so insecure and that people were trailing her? It means people were complicit.
Within the administration
Within the administration. And it comes back to the point that Kenashibe was making. That how can we have an MC in Obuasi, an NIB person in Obuasi, a national security person in Obuasi, and we will still have this despicable act, and the person is still drawing salaries from the state? Mr. President, 2026, do us one favor. Any community that you see Galamsey happening, sack the MC, sack the police commander. I am expecting the Obuasi police commander banner should have been fired.
And if it's not done?
That means you are not fighting Galamsey. It means you are only beating about the bush.
We're paying lip service.
Paying lip service. Because you cannot have Galamsey openly. And the people were bold enough. They were wearing CID attire, confronting a woman. They are so callous. They are not reasonable. They saw the EPA boss to be a woman. They could have even considered that, oh, this is a woman. They wanted to kill her. So if they are ready to kill a woman, how much more me, you and I? Let the state be weak and there will not be any state. So the president must up the game and go after the kingpin. You remember Kenebua telling the entire world that his life was saved by grace at a TV3 North. What has happened to the MP? Kwakwado.
He's standing trial.
He's standing trial, and then that trial
is in court. So
that matter is where?
He's in court. The man is appeared before court. Was he?
La ilaha. Now, what about? Is he alone standing trial? Because he mentioned Colin Dowd's name. Remember? What has happened to him?
That depends on the investigation.
That depends on the investigation.
If your name is mentioned in anything, you should be.
So what I'm saying is that, Jofas, the Ghana Standard Authority tells us that the acceptable turbidity levels of our water must be 5 NTU. 5 NTU. As we speak, we are doing above 11,000. So I'm not here this morning to grade, to give 1:5. I will only be happy when the NTU comes back to a reasonable level because it does not discriminate. And I want to entreat every Ghanaian to be visiting the emergency unit of Kolebu Hospital. And there you would appreciate how people are dying like chicken. We are fast-tracking our exit from this world. And you see, anytime NIMOS raise a site, one thing happens. They always confiscate guns. You know what it means? We are building bandits. Nigeria now has to deal with bandits at Sokoto and Zamfara. Now they have to rely on strikes from the United States. We cannot be in this country where a group of people think that they are above the laws. Remember what happened on the 18th of January 2025 when some group of people in Obuasi entered forcibly the mining site of AngloGold that led to 8 people dead. So the fight, we must up it. But the most important thing is that politicians must look straight into their faces. There are ways of doing responsible mining. Nobody is saying that you cannot do responsible mining. Go through the mill, go through the training, and get the requisite skill. The state must help in that direction so that we get mining companies that are responsible. If it could be done in the Russias, it could be done in Australia, it could be done in Canada and the United States, why can't it be done in Ghana? That we are destroying our environment thinking that we are doing anything serious because we are looking for money. You are looking for money at the expense of who? And this business of increased employment, no, we must not entertain it. What about areas that do not have gold, that they are not doing money? I don't know they're surviving. So we shouldn't go there. Then armed robbers will also come in and tell us that, yes, because they are not getting jobs, that's why they are robbing. That's not how we build a country.
And for example, Shadrach, show me the video. Show me the video of the Professor Kluche, who was chased, the EPA boss.
She was chased, the woman, and you know,
there are even other videos where the NIMOS personnel deployed in some other areas.
Yes.
You have barricades of fire, etc. That's been lit by the community, preventing them from making entry into the community.
So that is the point.
Okay. So that is why that is why Abdel Fattah, we need to have the conversation around why are community members willing to allow their areas to be mined, preventing official task force personnel and officials who have been appointed by the state, I'll say, of course, it's the president, from stopping an illegality if everybody along the chain is not complicit. So how does the president then go and convince a community of 10,000, 20,000 people who are willing to be part of the economic life? They are benefiting from illegal mining to stop that.
I think it's sheer greed. Greed in that people look at the direct benefit they get as opposed to the communal benefit or the communal destruction that is caused by the Galamsey menace. So, for instance, these days, even in time past, we had a situation where Otumfuo was taking on chiefs under his jurisdiction who were involved in Galamsey. This tells you that those campaigns, as rightly mentioned by...
I don't understand. Otumfuo is...
Yeah, there was a time that he was seen handing down severe sanctions to chiefs under his jurisdiction who were involved or who had hands in Galamsey. And this is the extent we need to go with this fight. You see, if we leave the fight to mean a political fight, we'll never get there. Because remember, if the entire community becomes embroiled in this fight, then it becomes difficult because if you go to any community, you are going to work with the structures in the community. You have the chieftaincy structure, you have the local administration, and all those things. But if you get to an extent where the chiefs themselves are complicit, trust me, even the MCE or the DCE who is there will not be able to address the issue because sometimes even the appointment of MMDCs is based on the recommendation of the chiefs. And so, to a large extent, sometimes the MMDCs owe serious allegiance to the chiefs. And so, if you come to a community and the chief himself has a hand in the menace, then it becomes a very difficult fight to undertake. And so, I am not surprised that you go to community because people look at, okay, Galamsey, yes, it's bad, but when I go in, look at what I'm able to make. The young guys are making huge money. It's just like this Sakawa.
The romance scam, the fraud, the internet fraud.
Those people engaged in it, they are aware that this is criminal, this is bad. In fact, most of them, they belong to one religious faith or the other. If they are not Christians, they are Muslims. And they know the implications of this on themselves. But they look at the benefit they get, they drive. Tell me,
my name is Roland. Yes.
What job opportunity can any government take to a community that can go at par with what the people get, the indigenous get from Galamsey?
So we should put our arms in the air in despair?
No, so I'm telling you that is the situation at hand.
Because the reality is that the efforts is not biting enough.
It's not about the effort. It's about who are fighting the effort. You see,
it's not punitive enough.
The effort, no.
Yet we are here blaming the president. The president has appointees in there. Here you are citing chiefs. So, for example, we all know in Ghana, if somebody commits an act or omission, and we want to use the coercive powers of state to enforce for punitive or maybe prosecution, etc., it's the same chiefs and the elderly state people in the community who come to intervene, whether through the presidency, etc., for that person to be dealt leniently.
Exactly.
So, but at the end of the day, that's why we elect the president, and his appointees carry on his authority.
Which is why I go for this new approach of decent community mining. There is this new step.
Yeah, but you have to stop the illegality before you go there.
Yeah, you can do the two at the same time.
Okay.
You don't need to necessarily stop because it will take a lot of time. And sometimes once you stop some people, you are asking yourself, what alternative do they have? So try to regularize their operations. Try to create some sanity around the operations and let people feel that they can easily be transitioned from the illegality to the legality without losing anything. You understand? So how do we put up a structure that makes it so easy, so seamless for people to move away from the illegal practice to a legal practice without losing a penny? If we are able to establish such a rigorous structure, trust me, people will move away from the Galamsey issue.
Really?
Yes. Because they just need an alternative to whatever they get. Yeah. And trust me, this job opportunities, if you like, the YEA job opportunities, the Zoom line, those things are not enough to take the youth off this set. Because the kind of money they make from Galamsey, trust me, you and I sitting here, we don't even make a quarter of that money in a year.
Oh, you are an MP, you don't have a problem.
So you see, it goes beyond just a political class. You understand? Okay. I don't respond to that, but it goes beyond just a political class.
All right.
You understand? So we need a concerted effort from the chiefs.
Dr. Ashigbi.
So again, I agree with yes.
So the communities are benefiting. You've seen them. Sometimes they join forces with the hoodlums. I'm calling the hoodlums because they carry AK-47s, MG3s, and things like that to make sure they prevent well-appointed, deployed state authority or personnel.
Yes. So Roland, you see, Solomon mentioned it. The firefighters have become the arsonists. The people we have put in authority to prevent these things from happening. Some of them around His Excellency the President. Some of them around, in the corridors of power. They have become organized criminals. You know, so it is not the people in the community.
Organized criminals. Oh, how?
Yes. Yeah, it is organized crime. It is properly organized crime. These are the people who can import 200 excavators into this country. These are people who are importing a lot of weaponry into this country. You have situations now, they bring people from our neighboring countries, not to come and mine, but they bring the people to provide the security, the shield.
Really?
In such a way that, yes, currently go to a lot our...
You mean Burkina Faso, Ivorian, Nigerians, and they are providing security at the illegal mining sites?
Completely. So the challenge we have currently, it's not just the ecological challenges that we face. We also have a major national security challenge on our hands. In the past, you will see a military man wearing his camo in a community, but you had a situation where a colonel of the military and 8 military people had to run for their lives. So these people who are doing this, they are armed to the teeth, and then unfortunately you also have the issues of a lot of drugs involved. And so because and you find out that most of these people, they are not even from the communities. So when they are pushing, these things from happening, it is not a joke. You had a situation where you went to Tontokrom, where 28 million of a Ghanaian contractors' equipment were banned. So what we are doing, and again, I agree with Honorable when he talks about the fact that we need to go back to responsible mining and be able to find a scheme that insulates the community people from these organized criminals so that they are able to mine and then mine responsibly. They don't put themselves at risk,
Dr. Ashigbe,
and then they are able to get the benefits out of that.
Dr. Ashigbe,
yes, sir.
I know what the EPA Act says, the Minerals and Mining Act as well. The responsible mining, how is it supposed to be done? That we haven't been able to achieve that.
Okay. So you see, if you look at it, it was the basis of community mining when the MPP were in power. Unfortunately, the community mining just became an avenue for politically exposed persons to get involved in this without necessarily the communities benefiting from it. Now, this current government wants, is renaming it as responsible mining. But the good thing is that there are few changes that this current government has done with it. But there's still the challenge. You see, to be able to do proper responsible mining, there's a lot of money that you need to put behind it. So for us, the Ghana Chamber of Mines, we are finding ways in which we want to also come support government in this venture in putting together a modeled responsible mining scheme. But it would need a lot of money that has to be put behind it. I have had conversations with the CEO for the Gold Board. He also gets it, that to be able to do this, you need to put some good money behind it, get the community members to own some equity in it. You need to get the people who are the landowner, the people who are currently farming or have rights on the land, also have some shares in it. Bring entities like the Minerals Commission, the EPA, but most importantly, entities like UMAT and some of these universities to give you professionals that would work with these people, get funds, to be able to make sure that you design the mine right, you do the prospecting and make sure that there's proper gold there so that you don't do this, try-and-acquire things that they do, and then make sure that you design the mine properly, get the right people to make sure that they work together with them. A lot of the money you would need would have to go into paying these people the right amount so that they will not be dealing with these organized criminals. Then you put the Gold Board also, you also then put together a processing plant to be able to not process the ore. One of the major risks that currently we face, which is a new risk that has come, there's a lot of Burkinabés that they are bringing into this, the illegal miners are bringing into this country, who are not using mercury anymore. They are using cyanide. And cyanide in the wrong dosage, in the hands of the wrong people, without the right protection and protocols around it, is very deadly. And currently that's something that is happening. So if you put this responsible mining in place, you then have to put together a central processing plant that they can bring their ores to this particular place and then be able to process it. At the end of it, Gold Board is there to buy the gold of them. You make sure that everybody who has a stake in it also gets to benefit out of it. So, yes, the responsible mining, it is the way to go, but then it would need a lot of intention, being deliberate, intentional about it, a lot of resources. And as I've said, we, as a chamber, we've commissioned some work. Some of our members have already started some work to do with it so that these things can be done and done properly. There are various other models where you could get these community people to then work for the large-scale miners, but they do that very responsibly, so they become like subcontractors for them. But there are major challenges. Let me say one thing about the issues around the chiefs.
And that will be your last word, please.
Yes, the last word I would say is that the chiefs, we need to get to the point where any chief who allows his land to be used for galamsey, that land should be confiscated. So some new laws would have to be passed. Hey. Confiscate the land, redo the reclamation.
Confiscation of...
Yes, you confiscate the land that they've given for galamsey. And then you do the reclamation of it and then give it back to the state to be used for positive things. Once they know they themselves that they will lose the land, then they will stop giving it up.
I see. It's quite an interesting, so you take a look at our laws on land. So you go to the Akan areas, of course. The Alodia owners are the stools, right?
Yeah.
And you come, of course, it's only you go to the Volta and some of those where we have the families as the Alodia owners. Now, subsequently, if they look on the chiefs, from what he's saying, and their lands are dissipated, where we even have cocoa farmers who have had generation of farms, haven't been in that industry, trading that for the gains of what they'll get from illegal mining, it also means that the current strategy needs to be tweaked. There has to be more human intervention by way of stakeholder engagement and persuasion, making sure that we provide alternative for them to mine legally or sustainably. So we're not like stopping what they are doing, but we are saying that make sure that you use the right sort of chemicals, the outcome or the residue of whatever liquid is treated, you reclaim the land, etc. Because that's what we're not doing right. So something has got to give.
Yes, but the point is that I am not of the school of thought that chiefs has to be blamed. They have no business being blamed when it comes to Galamsey. It's checking of government's responsibility. Because Article 2576 is so clear, and it's the reason why when you read page 77 of our GTP, if you can read page 77, the X, this is the GTP.
Page 75.
77.
77, okay.
Go to the last,
I've seen the X.
If you can read...
Is it the X one or X is amend Article 2576 to establish traditional authorities as co-trustees with the president.
Yes.
In respect of all mineral rights in Ghana. And Article 257 says
Article 2576, where it is said, says that every mineral in its natural state under or upon any land in Ghana, rivers, streams, water courses throughout Ghana, the exclusive economic zone, and any area covered by the territorial sea or continental shelf is the property of the Republic of Ghana and shall be vested in the president on behalf of, in trust for the people of Ghana.
If that's what the Constitution says, why do you want an amendment so that the traditional authorities become co-trustees?
So that is the point that Asibe was making, that we have to hold chiefs responsible. How do you hold a chief who has no power under the Constitution? All minerals are vested in the president. So if there is any responsibility, liability, you must place it on the president that indiscriminate or Galamsey is happening. For you to be able to accuse the chiefs is to make them co-trustees. To vest some of the powers in the hands of the chief, so that when we come to your area and we find out that there is Galamsey going on there, we can then hold the chief responsible. It is lack of leadership. It is because of the fact that the governments, the successive governments, have been complicit in the Galamsey fight.
Because what you're saying is that you can't just confiscate someone's land, because the Constitution grants them
because
the right.
First of all, he has no power.
If you want to do, you have to do compulsory acquisition.
Absolutely. And even if there is a chief whom you know has given a land, all that the government has to do is to go and grab that chief, grab him, throw him into any cells or jail, and then we go away. Because he has committed a crime. He has no such powers. And that is why most chiefs complain that they will be living in their villages. Somebody will come from Accra with a permit from the EPA, from the Minerals Commission, and from the Lands Commission, and then say that I have been given the permission to come and mine. In my village, Ampunya, those that went to the heritage mining company that went and did that despicable act, the chief didn't have any clue about it. All they said was that someone had granted them permission in Accra. But one of the crime scene institutions we have had is the Minerals Commission. This business of responsible mining. Roland, before you are given a license to mine, you write what we call a business plan. In the business plan, you enumerate, you state how you are going to do responsible mining, how you are not going to destroy the land, even how you are going to reclaim the land. Because of how corrupt they are, they don't go and monitor. They don't monitor anything. They allow them to do things with impunity. Shegum potogum, and then they come and tell us, they give a beautiful nonsense as a response. If institutions are going to work, we will not get to where we are. So for me, it is about time, because Galamsey is an existential threat. You live in your house far off the Galamsey areas, but remember you eat tomatoes. Remember you eat cabbage. You remember you eat food. You will drink water that has been polluted from somewhere. An innocent soul then dies out of that. And we say what? Meanwhile, our economic situation cannot afford, our hospitals cannot even support the levels of diseases that comes out of this Galamsey. That is where the
creating a public health crisis.
That is it.
Creating a public health crisis.
That is it. That is it.
Okay, so that's why you're not rating.
No, I'm not rating.
He's saying 5.5.
No, I'm not going to rate it. I will only rate when the water bodies are clean. You see, we put, first of all, this government was voted for into office for a number of days. That's 1,460 days.
You've calculated a day?
Yes. President Mahama has 1,460 days. Already 365 is almost out of it. So you take it out, we are left about 1,100 something. I will rate him after his tenure to see whether indeed he was able to bring the stability levels very down. But where we are now, I'm not going to rate. Let's see what you do. But we'll continue to push him. Okay. It's the reason why we gave him the great transformation. You see, I quoted from the great transformation.
You even visited him.
Yes.
With, your leader, Alan Tremantin.
But we will encourage him to succeed. Indeed, it is in our interest that the president succeeds. It must not be in the interest of any Ghanaian that the president must fail so that when you get the opportunity, you want to go and continue. If we are pushed President Akufo-Addo to succeed, we will not be having these despicable acts, situations where he himself was exonerating the Galamsey campaign.
Oh.
When the whole country.
Oh, solo.
Oh, but Akonta Mine, his own Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, said they were engaged in illegality. They issued a statement to that effect. The Minerals Commission then said that it took the president who said he was going to put his presidency on the line to go and stand in Koforidua and say that Akonta Mine was never engaged in any galamsey. How can Carlos, the man is being paid? That's what pains me. After destroying the country, he's being paid in his house. Now he's in the UK chilling.
We have an emoluments committee set up.
We have to review. That's what the constitutional review. You see, the constitutional review must take into account whether or not a president performed before his entitlements will be given. Other than that, what we are doing is that we are only promoting laziness in government. You just come and mess up, and then when you are gone, we will pay you every month. Is that the right way to go?
Engineer Ashigbe, please stay with us, because we're talking about oral next. And all these things have got to do with prosecution and everything. So please stay with us. So you join us until we end 8:45:50, okay? Is that okay with you? Madam Kukuno?
I will stay. The challenge is that, I'm not an expert on oral, but I'll stay.
No. This one, it's public commentary. We are not speaking as a lawyer, because none of us are lawyers except him, Lawyer Fatal. Lawyer Fatal. The thing you are doing with oral, how would you rate it? 0 to 10? No, 1 to 7.
As for me, as a lawyer, I'll be the last.
Okay.
I'll be the
Do
last.
you think, then my substantive question, do you think the approach that we're using for oral is prudent?
So you have to come clear with your question.
Within the remit of law, knowing that oral itself is a political campaign promise. Whilst we know that within the remit of law, it takes time for you to be able to achieve some prosecution. You need to
Roland,
make sure that...
As a lawyer who has practiced for some time, I've always said that, you see, prosecution is not an easy job.
So why do you go about promising?
You see, when another body makes available something they call evidence, when they make some information available to the prosecutorial powers, like the Attorney General, to use, it is not that straightforward that the Attorney General will just pick whatever is given to him and start running with it. Listen, tomorrow, when any matter from the oral document is taken to court, trust me, you may not have any of the oral team members being in court to testify. No. And so even if that is just a piece of information, it's just a docket given to the Attorney General. Now, if the Attorney General takes each and every item in the oral document, it has to commence investigations. Because listen, I always said that, look, the oral team, none of the oral team members, as far as I know, is a prosecutor. And none of them is a certified investigator. You can talk about lawyers. Yes, there's a lawyer, but a lawyer is not an investigator. What an investigator is trained to do is not what a lawyer is trained to do. We see defects in the work of investigators, but we are not necessarily investigators. And so, if I am the Attorney General, and you ask me to prosecute a particular crime or offense, and then I have a document handed to me by, say, Solomon, I will not say that Solomon has done his work already, and so I'll take it and move to court. That would be very wrong. Any Attorney General who takes that document and rushes to court is not what he sought. Because tomorrow, you will need someone to speak to the evidence you are taking to court. So someone must commence the investigations. And the one who is commencing the investigation is the trained investigator. And he may arrive at a different conclusion. Look, it's not every wrong which is a crime. Those who may have gathered the information contained in order may just be looking for wrongs.
Wait, does the AG know this?
I'm not talking as an AG. And so I will not be able to speak for the AG. But I'm speaking to you as a lawyer. That the fact that someone has reported a wrong does not necessarily mean that the AG will take it and start running with it because it is a wrong. It has to be a crime, properly constituted. And the AG, with his investigator, will be able to come to that conclusion after they had done with their own investigations, not just by they being handed over a document. And so an investigation is a painstaking job. And so I am not surprised that the AG is taking his time to go about this job meticulously, because that is what he has to do. At the end of the day, if he takes anything and rushes to court and he fails, trust me, no one will look at the other team. In fact, the other team will receive all their praises that is due them. The blame will now come to the AG. They will think that the other team did their job, but the AG is failing. You understand? So let's give the AG the time it desires to do this job. The job is, look, investigating crime is as difficult as anything. And the AG will have to use an investigator who will be in the docket tomorrow. You understand? To defend whatever outcome there is in the report. If you go to court with the oral document, are you going to call Okujota Blaka to come and speak to the oral document in the docket? Are you going to call Martin Pewu? When even those people were also not part of the time, not part of the process, they only went to gather information.
I see.
We don't use hearsay to prosecute crime. You use people who were part of the process. And the order would even tell you that they were not involved in investigation. Remember at the time, yes, they were saying that they were not investigating crimes. They were only gathering information for the investigation bodies to take and do. So please, let's not at this point try to rate what the order has done. Let's look at what they'll be able to do at least in 3-4 years, because prosecuting crime is not easy. They have to take each and every one of them and investigate and go with it.
So the opposition says that there's trial by media because there are constant briefings by the AG, which seem to be in a communicated language that is construed by the public to mean those individuals might have committed wrongs and so
Roland,
tend to dent their credibility.
Roland, the fact that another group of people are not satisfied or they are disturbed by a mode of doing something does not mean that the thing is wrong. Okay. We have promised to reset the country. We have promised to do things in a different way. If that was not the cause of things, and it is not illegal, you understand? I don't see what is wrong with that. In fact, in almost all the advanced jurisdiction, we see that happening. If you go to US, you understand, you see those briefings regularly being done. And it is meant to carry people along. That does not pronounce guilt on whoever is involved. You understand? And so there's nothing wrong with that. It's just an enhanced process. It's to bring along people the issue of transparency. In fact, the person also has the right to also come to the media and then
dispute the facts.
You understand? And so that does not in any way pronounce judgment on anything.
Engineer Ashibis, I know that for you don't like to meddle in some of these matters, but as somebody who is watching from the sidelines and the constant briefings by the Attorney General, very distinguished in his profession as a lawyer, indeed has played the role before. What do you make of the public opinion about perhaps the effects of those briefings that he undertakes alongside his deputy on the reputation, so-called, of those individuals involved?
Well, thank you very much. Again, I believe that oral is, if we had the same attitude that we are dealing with corruption, with the way we started oral with Galamsey, I would have been happy. So for me, I think oral is definitely an important part. In terms of how it has gone, would I say, the impact has been what I wanted. No, I would have thought that things would have moved on a lot more quickly than they are. But again, you see, the lawyer, when it comes to the law, they say the law resides in the bosom of the judge, and then they have all their processes and all of that. But we need to look into this, because two of the major issues that brought the current government into power was the issues about what they were going to do about Galamsey, and then also what they were going to do with corruption. And if they don't deal with these two very decisively, it will take them, back into opposition. So they need to make sure that we deal with that. The cost of corruption to us as a country is just enormous.
In
There are
billion.
a lot of people who are dying, because they don't have,
Almost
when they go to
12
the
billion.
hospital, there are no beds and all of that. So I think that for me, the issues about the briefings are good. The thing about it is that we need to make sure that we are not, defaming anybody, but we need to carry the citizens along. So I would want a lot more of the briefing, and I would want the Attorney General to also add the Galamsey cases to it, just as he would do for oral. He should tell us all the arrests that have been done by NIMOS has been done by the Forestry Commission. What has happened to it? There are kingpins, the kingpin that was arrested in Osino, for example. We know he's been granted bail. The issues around Akunta mining, what's happening to all of that? So I want a lot more of the briefing. So because you see, sovereignty resides with the people. And so if we really are going to carry the people along, we need to let the people know what is happening. But when we do the briefing as well, we are a country of a rule of law. It has to be done by the law. And as Honorable said, this is not something that is new to our country. These briefings happen in other jurisdictions. And we should do the same thing. But we should be fair. We should bear in mind that the persons are innocent till proven guilty. So, but in the same vein, we need to make sure that we are carrying the citizenry along.
Okay, Master Planner has already given me his ratings already. I'll read them at the end of the. But at the end of the day, oral, there seemed to be a certain yen from the public, just like Galamsey, that look, there was too much impunity in the system. People are embezzling public funds. Public funds spent are not accountable. Nobody is held responsible. And so that is why there was embracing of those two key campaign messages. Oral, I'll fight Galamsey. Now, how would you gauge what has been done and then what the public opinion is, for which the government needs to be cautious of? Otherwise,
Olympus. So, impunity, corruption, embezzlement, these are languages for the rich. Let's go down. They stole from us. They stole public funds. You see, when you put it that way, then the Ghanaian... Look,
I see.
Your former finance minister has run away to the United States. He has left the country. Now, to even add insult to injury, he has gone to engage another criminally minded lawyer called Edeyat Kasimi. A criminal, a pure one.
Edeyat Kasimi?
Go to Afghanistan. Oh, he was being pursued. Kabul banking.
A former minister.
Former minister for aviation. The whole of the United States, no pure white man was willing to defend Ken Oforiatta. He had to go to Afghanistan. That guy is not a pure American. He's an Afghan. To go and engage him. Someone who himself was embroidered in a similar fashion. That guy must be a subject. In fact, the Ghana government must begin to petition the United because Ken Oforiatta is not giving us a clue. The people that has been in the equation, the coefficients, and the yacht is a coefficient of the crime we are talking about.
Coefficient?
Coefficient of crime. Coefficient. And he's sitting in the US there and on BBC running his mouth. Look, make nobody, don't let any lawyer deceive you that we have not been stolen as a country.
Rule of law.
So that, and let me remind
you. The wheels of justice grind.
The wheel of justice grind was slowly. Didn't Aveno go to court at 12 o'clock and get ruling at 3 o'clock? Wasn't the same wheels? Wasn't the same wheels? If they want to do it, they can do it. Take it from me.
Oh, so low.
If they want to do it, but because it's the rich. Let a poor man get a matter because a poor man cannot even have access to lawyer. So quickly, we dispense with the poor man. But the rich man will get and go engage a lawyer, pay more, and in the system they come and tell us the wheels of justice grind slow.
So how we are dealing with oral and all that?
I am not happy, but you see, I would encourage the Attorney General to continue to do the press briefings.
You like the briefings?
Oh, but I have encouraged, see, any Attorney General that fails to carry the public along will fail. Because in our space, those that have stolen, they themselves have media houses. that wants to control the narrative. They will control the narrative and let the government look bad. So if you don't come and tell us, in any case, it's accountability. Yeah. You are accounting to the people. What is wrong with that? The only people who are not happy with it are those criminals who think that we are exposing them too much. We live with them in society. You cannot be a teacher. The moment you come to government, the next moment you are driving Bugatti and you say you won a lot. If you won a lot, you come and show us the winning numbers and which institution you won from. It's as simple as that. The presidency assured us. In fact, he commissioned a forensic audit committee, remember, for the 13th All-Africa Games. That was in November. President Mahama commissioned them. The Auditor General assured us that by the middle of December, the findings will be made available. We are ending the year. Auditor General, see, you are the people that disappoint the President. President, if the Auditor General is going to play this game, you fire him. What are you waiting for? PDS, Gargantuan, give PDS. Look, as for PDS, that it is the look. I was expecting the former flag bearer of the MPP to be hauled. Oh. You remember conditions president and conditions subsequent. He changed. He single-handedly changed it. Why they even introduced a fake insurance guarantee? Sputnik V, Ajima Menu. You are telling us that the views of justice grind slowly. The man, the health minister, couldn't think straight. He all of a sudden is dead. Quiet. You understand? National Service, 2.4 billion. Asibe and give to Owari. You give to Owari. You engage in monetary that is taller than your height. The money is taller than your height. Now you think I have to be happy? My daughter is at secondary school sleeping on useless beds because of the corruption of these people. National Cathedral, people are saying there's no corruption. Look at that. How can you confident? The whole is there. But let me assure you, today is 31st. All those that want to join me, that is why I'm going to fellowship. That is a site, official site for anybody that wants to worship God. So by 11:30 p.m., I will be at the National Cathedral site. Last year I was there.
But there's no church there.
But that is a church for you. You don't want to worship. What are you talking about? So I will be there. 11:30, I'll go and meet my maker there. President Kufuor said he had a promise with God. So I'm going there to see whether God will meet me there. And if God meets me there and does not tell me to go and chase the Kufuor and bring that money, that means this God is not a balanced God. That this God is a discriminating God. Then this God affirms corruption and abhors corruption and loves corruption. David Ajay, what is he? You came to take our money with impunity. Now you say what? The use of justice graduate. So all right, like Asibe was saying, and Galamsey were the two key issues. The president and the government, they are doing very well on the economic front. But you know why the people, the masses are still not happy? Because they believe that if you are doing well in inflation, with your exchange rate, with your GDP, with all these things, and you do not go for the money, the stolen wealth of the state, you have not helped the people of this country.
So you are cautioning the government?
We are going to be on them. 2026 is going to be fireworks. Because you see, if you don't do that, President Mahama will go back without any legacy. He must. And those 9 months and start, they must begin to arrest the kingpins. This year, Kenabua, please, enough of this small boy Chinese, go for the kingpins, arrest them. Let's begin to do something new in our lives.
Okay.
And with that, Ghana will go places.
All right. So what will be your expectation? What will be your highlights of the year? Some key things you think positive or perhaps in national discourse that you think you want to mention?
Oh, clearly for me, if you ask me, the biggest thing that happened to Ghana as far as 2025 is concerned was the establishment of the gold board. For me, if you ask me.
It's come under criticism lately.
That is not any issue at all. If you look at the impact gold board or the establishment of gold board has made in the economic management of this country, you realize that, but for gold board, we would have been far, far, far away from the successes we've chalked so far. You look at the fact that today, from year to date, we have seen a 35% appreciation of our currency. This has not happened. In fact, we've not had a situation where, since 2007, we've not even experienced an appreciation of our currency against the major currencies. But we've seen that with the advent of gold board. We've seen our reserve portfolio going to a much higher level, $12 billion. That has not happened before in our history. So in fact, God has helped to position the country. And we are also happy to have such a very focused and such a diligent person like Sami manning the affairs of Google. And so you realize that the successes we've chalked so far as a country, we owe a lot to the establishment of Google. We owe a lot to Sami Jeffrey. And I want to commend them for that. On the other front, I'll say the qualification of the Black Stars to the World Cup is another big issue. It's one of the icings on the cake that I can talk about.
For the year. Your highlights for the year.
The highlights for the year, before I get there, there's also a 52 billion Ghana cedi tax revenue that was stolen.
The commercial bank.
The commercial bank.
The money that was...
52 billion is enough. The road minister is doing very well, but he needs money. Professor Abuja is doing so well. The health insurance...
With a big push.
You know, interestingly, health insurance now, they are paying the people.
Nobody's complaining.
Hey, leadership is everything. Oh. Health insurance. Can you imagine? Now, what has happened with the gold board must open the eyes of those in this administration that think that they have friends in the MPP.
I don't understand.
It must open their eyes. I see them doing business and I laugh. They don't know we have been this party.
You mean they are individuals in the government working?
They are working closely. They think that scratch my back, let me scratch your back.
They are doing scratch my back.
Exactly.
I scratch your back.
Now the gold board, even where there is no issue, you see how they have been able to bring it up, trying to point accusing fingers at Sami Jemfi. And let me tell you, Sami Jemfi remains a threat to the MPP.
Exactly.
They hate him to the core. And so if Sami is listening to me, he does not have friends there. He has people that really hate him. But they'll go around him and make all sort of gestures as though they love him. If you fall for it, my friend, you'll be eating or you'll be laughing at the wrong side of your mouth. They are only looking for something to pounce on you. And make no mistake, even
you mean it's a target?
It's a target. It's a target. It's pure hatred. Nothing more. Nothing is pure hatred. Other than that, the works of the gold board. Initially, I criticized it. I was even thinking that it was too early for Sami to be pushed there. But he has proven beyond all reasonable doubt.
Really?
He has impressed me. That
Solomon also.
I say without any malice, I don't remember. Sami Jemfi, I've met him once on set at Alaji. I've never met him. But I can tell you with all sincerity that he is living up to expectation and that we have to encourage him. The IMF that you are trusting, the IMF is not happy that as a country you have been able to have a template that can draw in more revenue. Because once Ghana succeeds, remember Mali is into gold production, Burkina is into gold production, Ivory Coast, they will also resort to this same gold board template. Europe and America will suffer. So I have read the entire Fit Review report. It was only commendation, but they needed to bring a propaganda. And that propaganda, it is for the consumption of the new patriotic party and their assigns. I have said that we have two types of opposition members or opposition parties. We have the irresponsible opposition party, which is the new patriotic party, and the responsible opposition party, which is the united party. The party
you
that
are the responsible one.
Absolutely, they know in this country we are going to give the NDC a good run for their money come 2028. No doubt about that.
Which other events are your highlights for the year? Apart from qualification of the Black Stars.
Apart from the qualification of the Black. No, I mean the death of the 8.
The crash.
You remember the last message for the day came from Mutala. My friend
I think
Mutala.
all of us were here.
We're here.
Zato was here.
Zato was here. You were here. The last message came from Mutala. And he continues to hunt me.
He was on the tarmac at the time.
He is somebody that we have had close relationship. And that is why we cannot stop talking about Galamsey, because they died because of Galamsey. So for me, it's a highlight for the year for me. And we must always use them to fight against what? Galamsey.
Okay. Doctor, engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbi, your highlights for the year. 2 minutes.
Well, I think that I will start off with the death of the 8th. That day I was in Obuasi, where they were coming to, and so Mane is for me also one of the greatest fighters when it comes to Galamsey. He was one of the great the ministers who supported the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources the most, and so his death was a major blow. Muta was my personal friend as well. And so, again, that hit me. And so, for me, it is the reason why I was expecting that when the Minister for Foreign Affairs said we should wait and that this death was going to result into something, I was hoping that the president would have used that as an impetus and that their lives would not have been in vain. So I am still hoping that wherever they are, Omani being a Catholic and with what he has done, I'm pretty sure he's close to sainthood and he would intercede for all of us who are involved in the Galamsey. That's where we as humans fail. God would hit hard these environmental organized criminals who are destroying the footstool of God. So that for me was a major highlight for the year. Another major one again was the repeal of the LI as well. And I'm hoping that out of that ashes, we'll be able to deal with the regulations that would ensure responsible exploitation of our forest resources and also the resources, the other natural resources of the state.
Okay.
Our absence at AFCON definitely, there is a big blow. But I think the World Cup as well, the World Cup as well has been good. And I think that the appreciation of the CD and the stability of our macroeconomic indicators are good enough. My only challenge with that is that we as Ghanaians.
The CD bit.
Yes.
The CD bit.
So
it brought some sustainability. Yes. The criticism has been that, the financial intermediation we're doing in the market, when we make it available so that there's access, and so we don't create the supply-demand situation. And it's been a subject of criticism from the opposition, especially. So, what's your own take on that?
I think the point they make is the fact that we should accept that.
Because personally, I find it quite intriguing. Please go on, Doc.
So again, you see, that for me, I think that's a positive sign. But again, as a farmer, my other challenge currently is that I have maize still sitting in my barn because there's a glut. So out of the appreciation of the city, it's made our imports into the country cheaper, and so there's a lot of importation into the country. So we need to look at some policy interventions that will deal with the unintended consequences of it. And then I also want to speak to the mind and heart of all of us as Ghanaians. Our nature, to want to exploit every situation. Currently, you have people who have their parents in this country. If they were bringing $100, to be able to sort their parents out, they now have to bring more dollars because we have not responded, with appreciation of the CD. We have not responded by dropping the prices. When the CD was depreciating, the traders and everybody was saying, prices, so we're moving our prices up. Prices have come down. Even there are schools that charge their fees in forex, and they convert it. When the city is appreciating now, they are still charging us what it is that they used to charge, in the previous years, which is not fair. So we as Ghanaians, we also need to be a lot more patriotic. So as the macroeconomic stability we're getting, the city is appreciating. Let's match that. Our market queens and all of that. Yeah. They come to the farm gates, they come and buy their things. Look at the issues around X, for example. And so I would want to, going into 2026, I want all of us as Ghanaians to also be patriotic. And as much as we talk about everything falls and rises with leadership, we as the followers would also need to also support this and make sure that we speak up when things are not going right. We need to do some sacrifices. One other thing I would also want to say is that I am hoping that government itself would also put its money where its mouth is. We talk about wanting to take a lot more out of the minerals and mining sector, for example. We should be prepared to also invest in it. We should be prepared, to
well,
put money into.
We have engineers and planners led by Ibrahim Mahama, and it's
that's a positive sign. Again, and that's the reason why we would want, now that Ghanaians are beginning to also take the height, You also want to make sure that the Honorable Minister will look into the issues around the royalty regime that are being done. If it does that, projects like the Zuma project might suffer, other projects might also suffer. But you see, as we talk about Zuma going into this particular one, so for example, Goldfields will be giving of Damang to government. I will pray that through MIF, government will be able to take a major stake in that, and whoever it is that would partner government, so that as a people, we would have a stake where we have put our money into to make sure that these things are happening.
Right. The last bit, you spoke as CEO for the Ghana Chamber of Mines.
No, I spoke as a Ghanaian.
Okay.
But wearing that hat.
Yeah,
I spoke as a Ghanaian because I also want to make sure that as a people, when we talk about wanting to get more out of gold, we need to invest into it so that we also can get commensurate returns.
Yeah. Lawyer Abdul Fattah says you do your work so well that he even misses you as CEO for the Telecom Chamber as well. But happy 2026 to you, Dr. Engineer Ken Ashigbi. Okay, wishing you all the best, and then also you. Thank you very much for happy 2026 as well.
TV3 for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And then happy New Year. And then my good people of Yendi, the good people, the good and the bad people of Yendi.
The good and the bad, everybody else.
Everybody.
Okay. So you have Abiba. I work with Abiba at Just One Group.
Oh, okay.
He
I also work with Ken.
Ken.
I was with MTN.
So she contested Farouk as well.
Farouk is my guy. And he defeated him. But he was stubborn, so at a point I was also happy. Other than that, Farouk is always my Farouk.
But let me just have your 2 cents on this subject. I think that, we have a stable currency.
Yes.
It's like your body temperature.
Really?
Well, was it supposed to be 37%?
Yes,
Is that 11 degrees Celsius?
Yes.
That's the normal body.
Yeah.
That's what we learned in school, right?
Yes.
Sorry.
If it has changed, then...
Okay. And I think that it brought a certain calmness into the economic environment when we're talking about consumers in the market.
Yes.
And so my question to you for 2 minutes will be, what do you make of the excessive criticism about the intermediations, so to speak, that's made? That gives the laxity, creates a space for everybody to breathe.
You have the Constitution before you. You read...
okay.
So you just go to Article 36 and read why we put in place any government, so that...
Article 36?
36, so that we are done. 36(1).
Today I didn't bring my Constitution.
So read it.
36(1).
Yes, so that we
okay, Article 36(1).
Down there.
All right. And this part of Chapter 6, the directive principles of state policy. So 36(1) says the state shall take all necessary action to ensure that the national economy is managed in such a manner as to maximize the rate of economic development and to secure the maximum welfare, freedom, and happiness of every person in Ghana, and to provide adequate means of livelihood and suitable employment and public assistance to the needy.
That is it.
And then it continues in 2. The state shall, in particular, take all necessary steps to establish a sound and healthy economy whose underlying principles shall include all the things about fair remuneration and all that.
So you are a government.
So why this?
You are a government. You know that one of the problems you may have in your economy is the instability of your currency, because it has the potential of eroding everyone's capital, working capital.
Yeah.
Now you have the dollars sitting at the Bank of Ghana. Those that have gone to Harvard, Yale, Massachusetts, the 2020 from Legon, KNUST, they are telling us that the government must not intervene in the market with the dollars to stabilize the currency. That's what they are telling you. And that they must allow the city to wobble, to depreciate to a certain level, so that in itself, it will recover. Who taught them this economics?
I don't understand.
The work of every government is to make sure that it always ensures stability. That is why you work hard to generate the much needed forex. Anybody you hear, don't be deceived by these professor titles. economist titles, expert. Nobody.
There are many doctors, but who are
forget about it. They have never done any business. We do real-time business on the street. They have no clue. Give them this country to solve simple business.
So this environment is good for the Abuso kind of traders.
That is it, and that is why things are stabilizing. It is the intervention. This IMF and the World Bank, they don't wish you well. If your country is doing well, why would they be in business? Why would they be in business? They must go and then look at why the IMF came to being, whether or not they are there for the interest of the developing economies. So they go and hide behind these people. These people want to go and read Economics Without Tears, written by Kontoji, which is so archaic.
That's O-level, A-level.
O-level, A-level.
Oh, you too.
No, that is by if not Economics Without Tears.
Demand supply.
Demand and supply.
Factors of production.
Oh, they read without understanding. They come and tell us that.
It is
a government that is intervening in the market, helping the people to live a happy life as enshrined in the Constitution to ensure the stability of the economy. The government is abiding by the dictates of the Constitution. They say they don't agree. So if you don't agree, when you become the government of the day, which Constitution are you going to use? So it now tells me why they sat down for the city to skyrocket to 17 cities.
Solo.
They sat down for inflation to be at 54%. They sat down for fuel to get to 23 cities and later. And these same people are telling us that we are mugus. We should allow them to come back to power. If the people of this country do not deal with the NDC and give power to the United Party and make any silly mistake of giving these people even 25% in the last election, in the next elections, I will see that indeed.
Director of
Communication. The sound mind that you have been talking about.
Director of Communication, United Party, Solomon Owusu. And we have to say that, thank you. Since 2023,
you have never made me to sleep.
For movement for change. And since then, you have been fantastic.
Yes. So thank my wife for me.
Okay. What's your wife's name?
Akosia Becky.
Akosia Melu.
Rebecca Akosia Becky.
Okay.
Hey, Rebecca Akosia Owusu.
Okay. Rebecca Akosia Owusu. Mrs. Rebecca Akosia Owusu. Wife of Solomon Owusu. We thank you so much for allowing him to wake up early in the morning to be going around educating us and helping him in prayers for his business as well. Because I know that what you do, it will not be easy for your business.
It's not easy, but we shall overcome.
And so Shadrach, Abe, and Anita, the producer, they say they thank you always.
I also thank them.
For also contributing to make TV3 Newday the best morning show.
I also thank you as well. You don't sleep, I don't sleep.
Yeah, of course. We're always up 2 a.m. And thank you. Happy New Year to you.
And all the technical men, I see them, look at them. They are hard-working people. Yeah. They are hard-working people.
Okay. Thank you very much as well.
Thank you too,
and this is my second time.
You would have made me give a bite to
the CD as well.
The CD issue.
Okay.
I don't know whether you see. Rhoda, you remember those times when?
But you have 2 minutes.
No, that's even too much. Those are when we used to depend on this syndicated loan.
Yes.
Anytime we're expecting syndicated loan,
then
we're happy.
Then we announce it.
To cushion the
Cocoa syndicated loan.
That is it. This is a loan that you are even jubilating that is coming in to stabilize your currency.
But this year we haven't gone for it.
Yes. No. Now you have a government that is generating that same money locally to help show your city. So you are celebrating the loan.
But they are saying money is not, because of that money not did the system inside.
At least the economy is managed well. And in fact, if you are doing good business, you get money. Those people who are crying that there's no money, they are the people who want to put in one city and make 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
You understand? That you won't get. You understand? And to be fair with you, if you look at, I would say if you look at from August 2024 to December 2024, that six or 5 month period of MPP, they injected $2.8 billion into the economy just to shore up the city. In the end, they ended the year with a much worse state of the forex than we came to meet it. You understand? And so they were doing the same thing. They were administering the same medicine, but they were not getting the results that we are getting today. So it tells you that it's not just about the injection of the forex that is stabilizing the economy. It is the interplay of all the factors. And so something is being done right. Which
Happy New Year to you. You're on fire. Happy New Year to you. Julius Logas ni Kwe Kote, who is the CEO for DVLA, says
he has sent a message. Logas has sent a message.
He says that
okay.
Logas says that they are opening a DVLA office in Yendi.
Exactly. I'm super
But they must not be converting the business resources to DVLA. Yeah, I'm going to be on him. Those facilities were built by Alan Chamate.
Okay, and then Edu Jitamoklo also says that
my boss.
Happy New Year to all of you. Edu Jitamoklo.
Oh, fantastic.
And lawyer Cedric Leonard as well. Lawyer Ekuya Boateng also, Happy New Year. Manini says that during the funeral of Otumfuo's sister, did they not order that no one should come outside? So why can't they order all the areas in Ashanti to stop Galamsey in the region? It's possible, right?
Oh, yes.
You're in Ashanti, right? Okay. Master Planner Jr. says, when it comes to the fight against Galamsey, I'll give the government 5/10 because of the repeal of the LI. Now, on the fight, he said the president promised, now we are waiting for the AI fight the president promised. Economic management for now is 7/10. Corruption fight 2/10. Because their focus is only on the opposition. And he says that it's 31 days to go for Dr. Bawumia to be 3 on the ballot and be voted for. Atokwamina Aiken says that please tell Solo he's my MVP of the year.
Yes.
Most valuable player or personality.
Yeah, personality, I think.
And then let me say good morning to you, Alhaji Nuruddin. He is the chief driver of Ibrahim Mahama, who is the group chief executive for engineers and planners. And so Alhaji Nuruddin, great man. I wish you all the best.
Alhaji what?
Nuruddin. And then Chairman Ibrahim Mahama as well. Thank you. You're a great man of engineers and planners. People think that you're only into mining. It's not only that. No. He does so many things. Ibrahim Mahama, the business mogul. Thank you.
Mr. Mike Aflu, FIC.
Okay. Happy New Year. And then Pai Fianco is the finance boss for engineers and planners. The husband is called David. Wishing you all the best for the new year. Emmanuel Seso Kiwi also. Kofi Kwating Amenim, Mr. Seth Abloso also wish you all the best. Hopes in Adoye says that greetings to...
Hobson. Yeah, my brother
and then
Hobson.
Justice Awuti as well. Now, let's look at, if you want to look smart and fashionable, visit any Woodin boutique nationwide today. Woodin is offering an amazing collection of authentic African fabrics, all ready to wear, all coming in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. Now with Woodin, you also get to be creative and versatile with your designs. You also get to be confident, and you also get to show off how truly African you are in Woodin. So go to a Woodin boutique near you today and get to choose from their variety of trendy products, all meant to complement your style. You can follow them on social media. Just go search for Woodin Fashion, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, among many others. We're taking a break, all right? But, well, happy birthday to you. Great lady. You're the director of HR Ghana TVET Service. That is Mrs. Alice Dolly Akwete. You're also a lawyer as well. And it's from Patrick and the rest of the family, the Dolly and then the Lassie family. Happy birthday to you. We're taking a break. We'll come back with the latest sports headlines. Let me see, AFCON.